Whoa.
Whoa, what's going on, Mr. Putnam? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, Rodney. How are you?
Good. I got my birthday ribbon on. You see that?
Yeah, I was thinking about leading in as soon as the music stopped, singing happy birthday to Rodney and Casey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yep. There's Jim Lauer checking in.
Yeah, he's got his hand up. Nice.
And Doug Perry. Hey, hi, guys. We got a little thing for Doug here in just a second.
Heck yeah.
This is the birthday boy. Yep.
Thanks, Matt Ray.
There's Shannon. Hi, guys. Happy birthday, Rodney. Rodney, how old are you today?
5'4".
Man,
5'4".
I'm right behind you.
Yep. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Doug Perry.
Doug, happy birthday, Rodney.
Yep.
And today is my son's birthday also, 15.
That's right. Casey, 15.
God, goes so fast.
Yep. That just means you're old.
Yeah, and when he's 54, I'll be super old.
Carry the one.
Woo, man. Woo. Add some zeros or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
There's Lewis Martin Jr. Happy birthday again, Rodney.
Thank you.
Jim Lauer, happy birthday, Rodney.
Thank you, Jim.
There's Bill at Troyes. What's up, fellas?
Troy, what's going on, buddy? It's our guy.
Promod Troy.
Yeah.
One of
Man, he's got to be getting close.
Sure hope so.
Yeah.
Matt says Gary forgets we share a birthday, but he has a few years on me. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I did forget. I barely remember my birthday.
See Troy's comment.
Yeah, Mustang boys.
That's it. Whoop, whoop.
I wonder if I can snag that sometime without getting flagged by YouTube. Yeah, you can't play that. We got to whatever, something.
You knock it off.
Yeah, they'll freeze.
Yeah.
Doug says mine's about to turn 18 in July. Man.
Okay. Yeah, heck yeah. Well, that sounds like they had a nice little road trip we're going to talk about here in a little bit. So that's
we got a fun little picture and a short little video.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
hey, looky there.
How's it going?
There's your sister. Happy birthdays, bro.
Appreciate it. Having a good time. I hope things are well with you. I talked to her just the other day, but good time.
Yeah. Troy says, look on your Facebook page.
Oh, no. Troy's already sent the link.
We know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want to get hit by YouTube for whatever stuff. The rules. I don't know.
The island boys, right? At those
those
little YouTuber influencers.
Oh yeah, funny.
Yeah. That's awesome stuff.
Funny stuff. It's funny.
Yeah. Cool.
What'd you do on your birthday, Rod?
Man, I worked on the car a little bit, had some fun around here at the fam. And it was humid here, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And, see,
my door is down.
Yeah, door's down, air conditioner's on, but no, we had a good time. Didn't do nothing too crazy, lazy weekend. One thing I'm just telling everybody, if your birthday falls on the weekend, then it's a birthday weekend. And if your birthday falls during the week, then it's a birthday week. So you can have that many days,
Yeah.
So you need to play that out. But no, we had a good time. It started yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
After you got off work, Gary and I had a plan, because it's Casey's birthday as well. And so we got together and you can't have a get together without food. You got to bring the food in. And so we kicked our Saturday morning off as soon as Gary got off work with a little, I think that was probably round 1 of 5 birthday meals. And
right, man.
But yeah, nothing but a good time.
You won't need to eat now till about Wednesday, right?
Yeah, until about Wednesday. I got to get down to race weight. You know what I mean? And you probably saw today I was scaling the car. And so,
you had to move some weight around with all the food you've been eating.
I know. That's exactly right. But no, it's been a great day, and It's good stuff.
There's Tim Purdue giving you a shout. He says, "Happy birthday, Hot Rod. See you gentlemen in a few days."
Heck yeah, man. Tim, this is going to be awesome. Seeing you at Mad next week. Great to come down. It's good stuff.
Did you take Ginger for a photo shoot?
Well, there was some pictures taken. You'll see I think Lauren or Tanya, my wife, posted some pictures.
I'll have to check that out.
Get the dog involved, you know what I mean? That dog runs this place. I'm number 3, around here. And
well, I've seen some Easter pictures, and Ginger dresses up just fine.
Oh yeah. She's got more outfits than I do, and I got 1,000 Titan shirts, or black. Yeah. Shirts. But yeah.
Alan Watts says, "See you guys this weekend after my birthday, the 29th. All right. Yeah. Happy birthday, Alan Watts.
That'll work, man. Mad's going to be on fire. This is going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. Knock on wood, the weather's turning out good. We're getting through a little bit of rain right now, and it's looking clear for now. And then I just, excited to see some cars come this way. And Harper's going to have the track on kill, and I think some records are going to fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just hope I can hold on to my record. I want to break it. I want to leave with it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of killers coming. Yeah,
I bet there's a couple coming to knock it out.
Oh yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. I'm already getting private messages asking me what the record is, and that sort of thing. So all the knobs are going to be, turned up arrow for sure. And so, that's exactly why I was out here today playing around, just making sure all my stuff was right. And I got, getting things ready. So we'll see. I'm excited. I know Harper's been working there, and want to see his improvements as well. Because that first shootout got rained out on us, and so it'll be our first
right
to Mad, and we got our spots locked, and I'm excited.
The weather needs to cooperate so people can come to the track, and Harper can have some races, and the track can generate some revenue and do its thing that it does best.
That's it.
Entertain some people and have some fun races.
Heck yeah. We just want people to leave with personal best. You know what I mean? Yep. That's what we want. We want everybody to, I want to count next week how many PBs, for after next week. So, and I'm ready to get one myself.
This Tiffany Weeks Putnam lady says, "Time to get those steps in, Rodney. Hit 21,000 a day."
Oh my goodness.
That's her goal every day.
5,000 a day myself. 21,000. Getting ready for the marathon.
I got a comment that I see on the YouTube or on the phone side that didn't show up. Joe Fletcher, "I know of doing a rain dance when we need rain, but what kind of dance do I do to push off the rain?"
Maybe we have to do it backwards. You know what I mean? Do the dance.
Yeah, wait. Yeah. You play the record like playing the record in backwards.
That's it.
There you go.
Do it backwards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
This we'll hit Harper with this when he comes on. Yeah. Harper, did you guys get all the grinding done? I think that's going to help all the personal bests and track records.
Absolutely.
So he's got a ton of tricks in his pocket.
He does. And if it's been dry, he's been out there working. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, let's kick this bad boy off, Gary. A little pre-show. Yep. We got anything in the queue there before we bring on Harper and Al and Larry?
Yep, we do. Let's hit our partners real quick. Our awesome partners hanging out with us in 2025: Mid America Dragway, Ultra Color Collision Repair, Mobile Recon, Mobile Detailing, Titans of 10.5, the fastest small tire series in the Midwest. Come see them at Mid America Dragway this weekend. Sandlin Iron and Metal, Auto Salvage, and Harry Street Carpet. Thank you to these awesome partners with us in 2025. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I see Brandon down in North Florida. He was going on vacation. He took Chad with him, and they just took a little stretch around. He made it to the semis, and I think he ended up going out against He ended up going out against Kai Kelly. And then Ryan Martin beat Kai in the final for 20,000.
Man. I didn't keep up with that. I wasn't sure how far he made it.
Yeah. That's how it played out. So a lot of good events. They had that going on. They had a little race. Forever Grudge was running live feed on at Alabama, and then Flying H had a no prep. Lance our man Lance, went to the finals.
Yep.
Went to the finals.
Yep. He awesome. Raced Larry over there, and Larry had to pedal a little bit. And
all the way from Wyoming.
Man, he likes to get out and go racing.
He does, man.
He's
got a Midwest connection, does he not? With down in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he does. He likes to get out and go racing.
Yeah.
He likes to go down to Florida too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's not scared to travel.
No. He's always got that new motorhome too, right?
That's right. Yep.
Gary Putnam style.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I see AJ Taylor watching, man. I'm excited to see him this weekend. I think he's going to run 580. I thought I seen in the 3rd gen. That's pretty awesome.
I got a motorhome. I got a home, but no motor.
Ah, dang it.
Home, but no motor.
Motorless home. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, that's right.
Cool.
Well, let's roll up some Dilly Boppers here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's birthday, boys. Happy birthday.
Man, that's a great photo, Gary.
That was yesterday morning. We got Casey a apron. He was cooking the pancakes. He did a great job.
Yes.
I think he cooks about 15 pancakes a day.
And he did a great job, Custom made, vanilla. Want to know if I wanted chocolate chips put in them? I'll just let everybody know right now. I didn't have a happy plate with all the pancakes and eggs and bacon, and it loaded me up. And I was excused from the table. I asked for permission because I told him, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this. Oh, it's okay. But I actually threw something underneath the table for Bear to get. He took it a little bit. So
he got a plate himself and got up on the chair. And he said, I ain't messing around. He just climbed up on the table.
Heck yeah, man. He went to town. He got a mouthful. But those pancakes were delicious. Got some great breakfast, and appreciate Casey doing that. We had a great time. Hung out a little bit there, and great picture there as well. I got his new apron on. See, he's got his ribbon as well. So he got matching ribbons.
Yep. That's right. Birthday boy ribbons.
Yeah, appreciate Tiffany doing that. So that was a good time.
Yeah, he had fun too. He really enjoyed it.
Good. And I kind of knew it, but man, just you can see in this picture, but like I was all over that curly hair. I just couldn't believe because I know Tiffany's got, curly hair like that. So we obviously know where he gets it from. But it's there's no curls in this. There ain't nothing there. Nothing there.
No. I noticed when I was shaving last night, there's some silver specks.
Oh, you barely got any compared to most at 5'4". So,
and I get some silver in this too.
Yeah, I saw you clean that up.
Yeah.
Cool.
AJ Taylor says 650, not 580.
Sure. Yeah, no doubt. It's good. It'll be good to see him next week.
Yeah. We saw our friend Brian Schneider made a funny post yesterday. He said he's getting ready to go racing, all cleaned up and ready to go in the box and head to a new track next weekend for Titans of 10-5 at Mad. Even installed a new sticker just for Rodney Dowell. Put it in a good spot to see, I hope. Like, he wants you to see it. You're going to be behind him. And can you see what it says?
I think it says LS greater than small block Ford with a happy face.
There it is.
Oh, they got to look at it, Larry, at it. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, Larry's a Ford guy, isn't he? He's got that Fairmont.
He's got that Fairmont. Heck yeah.
He's like, would you look at that?
Yeah. When he hit us up and he said, hey, I'm going to do some fun, I thought he was going to call me out. I didn't know what was going on.
I did too.
You know what I mean? Golly. And then we might have to double up and ask Al. I think Al wants me and Spaniak get down. So we'll see.
Yep. That's right.
That Maverick's ready, I'm sure. So
yeah, he's ready. He's always ready.
Yeah. Frost, hopefully he'll be back. What's up, Chris?
There's Chris Badgett. Hey, folks. Chris Badgett.
Ray that little limited class versus OL 8.5. It's like we were talking yesterday after breakfast, man. This ain't no walk in the park. This is going to be a deal. And, I'm in this little deal for the long haul too. So this is going to be good stuff. There's 3 or 4 other cars that are getting ready, and I can't wait to just for the next year and the next year. This is going to be good, man.
Yeah, and I got a pretty heavy duty transformation going on here for my commitment to the class too. So
absolutely. Get that out there. I see Babyface watching. What's Ken Watson saying?
He's laughing. He said, "That's gold." Oh, look at it, Larry.
Look at it, Larry. He's on it.
Look
You
at
don't
that.
mess around. Well, doesn't everybody know the LS is the SBF 2.0? I mean, come on.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right. Here's Don Whitaker. Can't wait for Little Gangster.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're coming to Mad, Don. I think that's what that means.
We're going to have to talk about that too. That little Titans class what he's talking about, and that 5:0 to 5:30. I think we just need to, from here on out, rest of the year, we just need to make it official chip drawers with Al and Larry. We need to lock that in tonight, at the trailer or whatever we're going to do it. Go live, just like we did last time. That was awesome.
Lock that in.
Lock that in.
We got some Rodney Dowell news.
What am I doing?
Rodney says, getting ready for the Titans of 10-5 race number 2 at Mid America Dragway May 2nd and 3rd. Going over weight and balance on the car to make sure my front and rear percentages are current. Shout out to Foxrod Racing for machining my front Pro Jack rollers back in December and making the bolt-on front jack provisions on the car.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, you need anything like that, Keith will hook you up. When we went to the Racecraft rear suspension, it already had those provisions in there, to set that up. But on the front, we wanted that travel that we talked about, that 3 or 4 inches of travel, so that jack could have a little bit of a roll factor when it went up. And he knocked those out, and they bolted right onto the provision with that rack. And so that worked out awesome. And so, yeah. Go ahead.
If anybody's curious if the front really moves when the jack goes up, it really does, because I videoed it and watched it on my car. Yeah. It really does move.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And so it just saves the jack from moving on the floor. And we played around, and I'm just looking at all my notes and what I had before. And it's like we talked about before, we, just putting it out there, we didn't miss the tune-up at Centerville, we missed the setup. And so just my weight and balance was off. There's just a lot of extra weight that I didn't realize came out of the back. And so I was real heavy on the nose. And so
and didn't figure it out till about 36 hours too late.
Yeah. Get home, brushing our teeth, laying in bed, staring at the wall.
Oh,
like, dang,
crap.
I just thought of something.
Dang it.
But that's all right. We're going to have a good time this weekend, no matter what happens. So,
yeah.
But
here's Don.
I'm going for the record. I'm just telling you right now.
Well, okay. Don Whitaker said, talking about the little gangsters or little Titans, it gives nitrous guys a great chance. Yeah, no, that's a great platform, man. That little Titans deal, that 5:0 to 5:30. There's, a slew of cars that should be able to get in down with that. So that's just good stuff. I mean, and that's just hitting the whole nation right now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
With, Poland in that group. I mean, it's just awesome.
I did about a D- job on locating pictures tonight. You see this?
I see you. Cut us off there a little bit.
That looks real nice, Rodney.
Yeah. You can look over the car there. I mean, don't let that car hit you. Don't let that car hit us, Taking a look at the rear end, are you?
Hey. What? 79 shows in, and I finally barfed the picture location. I'm like, what am I doing?
You're not getting fired, so you don't have to worry about that. And we both got day jobs, so you know what I mean. And that's awesome, Gary.
I don't even have a reason or an explanation. I usually nail the pictures, and I completely
no this here, man. No complaints here.
And awesome. let me show you something real quick.
Uh-oh.
My wall is my wall behind my TV.
Yeah.
I've even got a little. This is not necessary, but I'm going to show you. I've got a cheat sheet, piece of tape on my wall for when there's just two of us or whatever. And I use our letters on top: Heads Up Racing, Gary and Hot Rod.
Right. I remember that.
I use the. See, the number 2 is when it's just two of us.
Yeah,
I put the picture between the U and the P where I failed here.
Yeah.
And
That's
when
all
there's
right.
three of us, I
Yeah.
go between the A and the D.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, we're gonna have 5 on tonight. I even said, like, can StreamYard handle that? And you're like, oh yeah, no problem. Lock it in. I got it. Lock it in.
That's this. I can go between the E and the A and the T and the R.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I see Russell Foreman jumped on. He must have got rid of that, got done with that Mexican restaurant tonight, or maybe he's getting his soldiers in, or getting all the other cars bringing in, like James Foreman in the Malibu. I know he's coming to get a hold of that record too with the wagon, so that's going to be awesome.
That wagon will just keep running faster and faster and faster.
Oh, you ain't lying, man. They're getting a handle on that. That thing's awesome.
Yep. You got a hover car here, it looks like.
Yeah, it's hovering. Man, that looks good. That looks good.
Russell. So Russell.
Yeah. This one I'm sweating now out here. I'm just like, man, it's crazy. It's like 67 degrees out, but I'm pouring sweat there with the humidity today. I had to get the door back down, turn on the little mini split there. Holy cow.
Yeah, the temperature was great, but it was super moist and humid, just lots of water in the air. It was bad. I was telling you at 5:30, I put the door down and chased out the humidity.
Yeah, definitely.
We seen Chris Padgett. He's got a little update, lowered the rear a little, made some shock changes, and engine seems happy. So I'm happy. Gonna test Friday and then slow it down for 580 index.
Heck yeah, man.
He's coming to mad.
Heck yeah. And Friday night's going to be a great test too. I saw where they're having a test session. I plan on going to after work. I'll roll down and get set up and get our hits in. And like we talked privately, we got a couple little baby tune-ups, and then we'll go from there.
Yep. That's right.
All right. Cool. Glad to see you. Yeah, I know this picture.
Yeah, what is that?
This is Jason Metcalf. He sent this to me, said he got it back, and this was around 9:45, 10 o'clock Friday night. He sent this. Man. We started chatting, and they're going in the booth, to start getting painted. So this is, their third-gen Camaro small tire car, and so just good to see progress. Keep going with this thing, and they got a Hemi motor for it already, and of course 3-speed 400. He wants to put Ollie in it and
Pro Charger.
Devin's going to help him there, and I'm trying to be a middleman for that. And
nice.
Then Devin Vanderhoof, and making some custom wiring harnesses and stuff like that. And so they're coming along. It's nice to see a progressive picture. I think this was at Mock's place, wasn't it? Getting some bars or getting some stuff done to it. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Last time I saw it, it was at Shane and Brendan's shop. So
yeah. Yeah.
So after this, it's in the paint shop. So after this, it's time to assemble, right?
Yeah, it looks like that's basically. Well, if you look at it, that's how Eric Knott did it, right? It came from here, got painted, and then it goes back, get assembled. A couple months later, we're on the dyno.
Yep.
So that's work.
And ready for a car show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Woo. What's up, Russell?
Yeah, Russell says Betty White will not be there. Soldiers haven't made it back yet. Bring in 3 cars anyway. Awesome.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, we know the wagon's one of them. I'm sure the Firebird might be another. That's going to be awesome.
That's right. That's great.
Yep.
I found another picture of Greg Freebus's car from the Moore shop. Just real simple picture. It's just a picture of the back end of the car here. You can see big old wing they built, and so more progress. It's getting there.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. And we still got a little contest going on this too when it all gets done and gets a final day in. And so I know Freebus is collected all that data, and anybody else that wants to chime in, we can move that forward. But they're looking for a final weight. And this is a situation when this car is going to lose, like, I don't know, 700 pounds or something like that.
This much.
So, and this is one of 2 of the billet boys. The most boys. This is number 2. Well, then we officially say that is Greg number 1 or is Troy number 1? We got to figure that out.
They'll have to race and see.
Yeah. Is it the first that's done is number one or the fastest is number one?
Oh, well, I don't know. That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that too, don't you and Troy have a little race yourself you're doing, or did you guys clean that up already?
I think we still got to knock something out.
Yeah, I thought so. First of the 450s, right?
Yeah, I feel Troy will get there before I do, but that's fine. I'll hold up my end of our deal.
Okay. Yep.
Tim Alton, buddy Tim Alton, then Amarillo, Texas, says happy birthday, Rodney.
Appreciate that, Tim. Heck yeah. Got a YouTube.
Caleb says, yeah, from the YouTube side, Caleb Hall says, I know I can't be the only one ready to see Betty White light the candles and go 3 something something. Woo!
Oh, man, you ain't lying. And we were talking about that offline. That Betty White car just is on a different field. You know, with the base of it, that 900 inches, it just shakes the ground.
The gorilla.
Yeah, and this is just when he's idling, you know, pulling up to the burnout box. You know what I mean? Not to mention when you know he lets go of the training brake and you know all 6 kits come on or whatever it is. I don't know if you got nitrous, you have 6 or more. You know, pretty much. And so, but yeah, that's that I'm just can't wait to see that car get back. I mean, that's the car on the flyer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, if you made flyer status or t-shirt status, you done something. So that's pretty cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
Paul, our buddy Paul there says happy birthday, Hot Rod.
Hey, Paul, get to feeling better too. I saw a little post there. Glad things are okay. You're back at home.
Little hernia action, something like that. Yeah. My wife went through fixing a couple of those, and that's not fun.
No, not fun for about 3 days there. You're kind of down.
Ooh.
But
Here's a
heck yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Heckman.
Yes.
Yep, he's getting close to hope. Does anybody know if he'll make it to MAD? Anybody heard?
Didn't he say on our little we did our little deal, he was thinking he was going to be there? I could look back in our notes, but I know we private messages some people, and Jake Mason's bringing he's coming with his brother. I know that for sure. Yep. He said. And but yeah, no, that's good stuff. I hope Heckman's there. I just want to see this car in person.
Me too.
Yeah. That would be worth the entry fee right there, just to come in, you know.
Yeah.
Go come down to MAD for a car show and a race will break out.
And maybe a giant record in the 3s too.
Oh yeah.
You never know. Maybe
another one right here. This is another one that could do
John
it.
Ketch. Yeah, John Ketch is here. He says, hey.
Heck yeah, man.
Andrew Levitt
there next week too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Camaro.
Second gen Camaro, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Andrew Levitt says, happy birthday, Rodney.
Hey, Andrew. I seen you guys made some action this week end as well, right? Did you get Pumpkin on the dyno?
On the dyno.
Heck yeah.
He did, actually.
Appreciate that, Andrew.
Here's a little video. Watch this. Sounds good.
It sounds great. Sounds like they're close, getting ready there. Hope to see that car out there this weekend as well. And Andrew, and that's an advanced engine, right? Is that an advanced engine, Gary?
Yep. Hemi from Advanced Engine.
Heck yeah. Now, will he be now? I mean, is this he's not part of the Billet Boys, right?
Nope. Nope.
But I mean, is that an official Hemi deal? Because like Troy and Greg, they're Hemis, I mean, how do we vote on that?
I don't know.
We might have to call for a ruling. Private meeting, get the board together.
That's right.
A lot of comments coming in here.
I have to Andrew says it's an aluminum 6.1.
Okay, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. Chris Padgett says the weather looks good.
Heck yeah.
Chris Levitt is on. Hey, Chris.
Good seeing you, Chris.
Andrew says
the car running on the dyno. You always sleep good when you got oil pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Scott Linker says happy birthday, Rodney.
Thank you, Scott. Hope things are well with you guys.
I'm going to give a shout out to probably our top 3 most consistent every Sunday hanging out with us and watching.
Okay.
Doug Perry.
Okay.
Doug went and picked up a new car. He went traveling this weekend. I think he said out east.
Okay.
And picked this up, and he messaged me earlier and said, "Hey, I'm back. I'll be able to catch the show.
Nice.
So he's got this nice looking blue Malibu.
Oh, it looks good.
And there's a little clip of a video also.
Oh man, that looks good. You know,
Yep.
Could you imagine the energy? Just like I think, and don't quote me because I don't know this for a fact, but you know, you and your son, you're rolling east. You looked at a car, you talked to somebody, you know, you brought some money with you, and you know, to roll that thing out like that and put it in the trailer and be driving back, you know, all smiles, I'm sure. And and then hopefully he'd be at Mad this weekend. We'll see. I don't know what class he'll be racing. Do you know?
I don't know if he told us. I forgot, but
yeah,
he's watching. He'll tell us.
Heck yeah, man, that is awesome. That's a G body Malibu, is it not, Gary?
Yep. When I seen this, I was like, man, it looks like Tim Webb's car in its old state that it used to be in. You know, way back before it got in the state that it's in.
Rocket ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. The astronaut, the space shuttle. Is that what you're saying?
This is a classmate of mine. Jason Opat from up in Bennington. Hey, he says, hey, Jason, how's it going, Jason?
Man, thanks for chiming in, man. Hang out with us.
We've known each other since second grade.
There you go.
Oh, man. Keaton Opat. He must have tagged his son, Keaton.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Scott Schuler says, happy birthday, Rodney.
Appreciate it.
Let's keep on trucking here.
Yeah.
Horsepower Proving Grounds. It's I forget the name of the little town down there in I think it's northeast of Springfield. I forget the name, but they made a post. We had Jason Brown and Mark Wierderhausen in this week. They came in and shook up the top 10 list, getting to the number 4 spot at 2,572 horsepowers. Woo!
That is right.
Man, this ProCharger Superchargers powered big block Chevy is definitely an animal and is going to be very fast at the track.
That is awesome.
That's almost as much power as your little Ford, isn't it?
Oh, dude. Maybe that first number's a 2, but that second number ain't even close to a 5.
Man.
Man, that is awesome. And I don't know if you have a video, but I saw this little clip. And Gary, to make almost 2,600 horsepower at the hub, number 4. I mean, what's the 3 that were in front of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Do we want to call them guys some quitters? Why didn't you go for number 1?
Well, quitters. We're definitely not quitters because we've seen them in action. And you know, 5 a.m. on the starting line with us, right? And, and so, but yeah, I mean, this is the biggest bear hug we're going to give these guys if they break the record this weekend.
Oh man,
or, am I saying it right? If they reset their own record, is that fair? Is that right?
Yeah. Devin barely squeaked by Russell to grab the number.
Yeah,
and this is a car that could show up and do the 399.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They've got the power and the smarts.
Yeah, definitely. Doug Perry. Yeah, go ahead.
My classmate Jason says he said I was telling my son about your show. That's cool, Jason. Thanks, man. We're just here having a good time.
That's it. I see Doug let us know.
580. Good. That's a good running car.
Great running car.
Russell says nice Malibu, and it's the right color.
There you go. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Snatch a couple pictures of Mark. I think Jason's on the other side. They got the laptop there, and there's Jason and Mark in there.
Yeah. What a team right there, you know.
Yep.
Hopefully we see Mark this weekend too, just hanging out and.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, being on the property.
Yep, we got one more little thing here. We're going to jump into some mad stuff.
Okay.
This cat. Yes. The Studebaker.
Yes.
Man.
Is he not just like, I don't know, breaking the internet right now?
He did there, for 2 weeks was just killing it.
Yeah, going down there to what do they call that? Yellow belly or something?
Yellow belly.
Yeah, and you know, and he took flight. Did you see that? I mean, it was over a bump, you know, I mean, during the shutdown, but But I love this caption. This is the track channel asking the question. Is this the new king of small tire? I mean, holy cow. And it's not a pro mod. It's still roof and quarters. It is the wheelbase that it came with, you know, and I don't even know what year this is, you know, on the Studebaker, but like,
I don't either.
But yeah, we need to get him back in and just talk it up. And you know, and he ain't afraid to travel too. Him and Chad, if it's inside the United States, I think they gotta, you know, they'll point the rig in that direction and go, you know, and to have a team like that with him and Chad and, you know, and the resources they have, I mean, let's go. He is breaking it. And, you know, it's funny too. It seems like I've seen some chatter and like you either really love him or you're just kind of, and you're breaking the rules, but like he's still roof and quarters. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough to know about it, but I just know he's definitely, I just like to see it, especially because he's a local guy, you know.
Yep. And he's killing it.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow Brandon Sandlin, I recommend you go dig up his name. And he put out a video a few days ago. He's sitting in the car. He's like taking you step by step through a run in the car. And it is very good video.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch. He's telling you everything. He's making car noises, burnout noises. And it's a great video. I really recommend going and watching it. It's real fun to watch.
Yeah. Good guy. Just great team there. So cool stuff, man. We'll get him back in here. We interviewed him, about a year ago? And and we'll bring him back in because he was big tire back then, you know, and he said I put smalls on. I think that Big Mark there had to kind of shy away from, you know, the big tire deal at Armageddon. And he was just, you know, Brandon's looking for somewhere to go. So I think they put smalls on, reset the car up, and probably about two to 8 hits later, they're ready. You know,
they're very successful. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, you ready to bring in the boys here? We got 3 in the queue.
Yep. We got Gary Harper. We got Larry Hunt. I was going to call him Night Train, but I'll call him Larry Hunt. And Al Schoenwetter. Let me situate us here so we can all fit.
Just line up. Here.
There's Mr. Harper.
Hey, Gary Harper.
Hi, fellas.
Mr. Larry Hunt.
What's up, Larry?
There's Al. Hey, guys.
Hey, we're all here.
We're all here in Pleasant.
Right on. Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming on. Gary and I were talking about this too. Hopefully we can kind of like, you know, with 5 people talking, you know, we can kind of roll through this here. But man, I haven't been able to sleep since we left Centerville. Oh, I'm so ready for Mad Titans of 10. I mean, you don't even know. And
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, it's our home track, backyard. I feel a little bit more pressure, like I got to do well, you know, but that's okay. I got some tune-ups from Harper, you know what I mean? And
Harper's our guy.
Yeah. I mean, golly.
And I've talked to Harper this week a couple times. He's pretty excited. I know Larry's excited because Larry's always excited.
Oh yeah.
That's just who Larry is. He's excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. Either Larry's asleep or he's excited. That's it.
That's right.
Well, we're tired, but we're getting cranked up. We're ready to go. We can't wait.
Yeah, I'm just ready to go down that track and just feel the smoothness of those cracks being ground out and everything. I'm just super excited.
Yeah, I was actually impressed with the amount of, you know, driving up and down with the drag. You know, them things are. That rear drag's 2,600 pounds, so it's laying flat on the racetrack, and you can really feel the dips and the bumps. And obviously, it's not perfect. There's no brand new poured surface that's perfect, sure. But it's as good as it's ever been, and it's as good as any track that we've put together. And we've got a lot of hours in it. And now we're in that shutdown area working on the same scenario for the shutdown area to get it smoothed out and ready to go. And we expect nothing less than good weather and be prepared to try to lay down some serious numbers. We've had a lot of rain, but I knew it was coming, so we left all the rubber from our bracket race on the track. So we won't do anything scrape wise till probably Thursday. And with the use of our Rick Pitzer scraper, I can actually it's really cool because you can take and scrape over an area, then grab that rubber and then drag it back over it, fill in all the imperfections, and then scrape the rubber off so that it's gone. So you can literally any resemblance of a quarter of an inch thick crack now becomes filled in full of rubber, and it gives you just a killer base. And there's not a lot of base there, even on our little bracket race weekend, that we weren't trying to tune the track up or do anything with it all being fresh scraped.
Right.
Mr. Sandlin, that you were speaking of earlier, came out and ripped some laps, not even trying, and went like, yeah, it's way smoother, it's way better.
Nice.
So that's cool that we've already had some really fast laps down it. I know the 430, 440 dragster guys said it's a lot better than it was.
Good.
Dragging it's a lot better than it was. We've really only got one test day and a 2-day points race is all that's been on the track. But when we get done scraping and stuff, we'll be ready for Friday night. Hopefully, you guys can get some good pairs lined up for some Friday night grudge stuff and make some killer laps. We're still planning on 5:00 start with a really good racetrack, and then the killer racetrack will come out about 8:00 for a test session, and then again about 9:30 for the home run hitters. And then we'll just kind of carry out the rest of the evening from there. And I don't know. We're probably going to shut it down about 11 o'clock. We'll see how much fun we're having and who all's doing what and how many more cars need to go down. But we're looking forward to it. It's exciting. We got a few new things going. We've got sweatshirts for sale. We've got the new T-shirt design. We got a snow cone machine, Larry, in our house. So now snow cones for Mr. Hunt constantly. We've got snow cones. There's the new design for the T-shirt, making drag racing great again at Mid America Dragway.
There you go.
And
Cool.
so we've got those come in black, a dark blue, and a gray. There's limited numbers. If we end up running out, we'll do a reorder, but the reorder will be a prepay. We did a limited amount of sweatshirts. Same scenario, same format. So that's something we're looking forward to. Anything that we can do to kind of get the word out there. More cars down the track, more people showing up, more people watching it. Overall, just puts more money in the kitty to do some things. We are going to be doing a couple of waffles during the race weekend. Some of it's all going towards track improvement. There's some really cool things Gary will be posting throughout the week that will show what the items are, and guys will be able to bid on them and things. And I've got 36 buckets of the concrete repair at the track, and looking to buy another pallet. They're about $2,500 a pallet. So the next $2,500 we raise, we get another pallet, and we just keep making our way down the pit area. The track itself's in great shape, so now it's time to work on the rest of the racetrack and the pit area and the staging lanes, and just try to make it better every go around. Still waiting on our lights. The poles are in house, waiting on the lights and the wire. So we started working on those, getting those holes done. So I'll have some portable lights on top of I've got all of our lights that we already added at the end of the year. We put down in the top end. We're going to add those lights, and then we're going to actually have 2 more safety guys, one at the very, very, very end, one midway, and then one at our normal spot. So that way we can cover up some of those areas where we're losing communication. And so overall, we've made some positive plans to improve. And I think if you're sitting still, you're going to get pressed. So we're going to try to keep moving forward, and I'm real excited to have these 2 guys bring their series to town.
Yeah.
Gives us an opportunity to get cranked up and know that they're bringing a good product, and giving us an opportunity to showcase our surface and our willingness to try to get it done.
Perfect. Hey,
Awesome.
Let me interrupt real quick. I saw on Facebook where people were asking, like you mentioned Friday night, gate times and everything. Can you go ahead and talk through Friday night and then also Saturday, what time we're going to get started and that sort of thing?
Sure. Friday night's going to be 5 o'clock on the gates, starting running at testing at 7 o'clock. And we may try to squeeze that a little bit sooner. Our biggest issue is most of our track employees have a day job. And
Sure.
so I can't pull the trigger and go. I mean, I'm there, Gary's there, but I don't have anybody else. I got a couple of guys that work for us, just don't have all the bodies. I need the tower covered. I need safety covered. So as soon as I get everybody in place, and I've asked them to get there as soon as they can, as soon as all the able bodies are there, we'll go. The track will be ready to race by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So as soon as I get all my people there, we'll go.
Okay.
Well,
like I
and
said, that's probably
the Titans guys will be ready to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I know that the beauty of being out in the middle of nowhere is there is no curfew. So I mean, if we're rolling and we're having a good time and we got stuff that needs to get done, we stay a little longer and handle it. Then the Saturday's program, basically, essentially the gate will open up in the morning. At 11 o'clock, and then we're going to go live with our first rounds of time trials at 2 o'clock, and then eliminations to follow. There'll be a little bit of a gap there so that I can go do some track prep and things. And obviously we're going to try to wait till we get, I'm kind of hoping that sun lands about that 7 o'clock hour, 6:45, 7 o'clock hour. I can go out, tighten it up, and be ready for first round. So
Awesome.
we want to put on a good show for the fans. We know that we can't start too early, but we also don't want to start too late.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to run the final at 3 o'clock in the morning. The staff don't, the racers don't, and the people in the stands, if there's any left,
Yeah.
usually you've lost them by midnight. So we try to get this thing done and get it rolling. But on the same token, if we start at 2, and if we got a couple of guys that sit out a qualifier or two, then by first round everybody's going to make their first round pull, and then with the buyback system, chances are everybody's going to make 2 laps. So I mean, at least if a spectator rolls in there at 5 o'clock at night, he should be able to see every car go down the track a minimum of 2 times.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we're looking for. So we
hey, Harper, I got a good question here we got to catch. Corey Bell says, do you take credit cards for entry or cash only?
No, we do cards.
Yeah.
You got to pay the 2% or 2.5%. We refer to it as a cash discount if you pay in cash, but otherwise there's a 2% deal on a card. But yeah, we do cards.
Perfect.
Yep. Good.
Perfect.
No American Express. You can leave home without it. I don't want that son bitch. That's more like 7 or 8%. We don't want that one.
Nice.
Let's clarify another. Matt Ray says, if I remember right, no track records unless it's in competition? ?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we've decided. So the records are all going to be Saturday night. So, but Friday night, boy, wouldn't it be nice to load that thing in the trailer knowing you've already been in the 3s?
Oh,
I guarantee you there'd be a hell of a party Friday night, one way or the other.
All you got to do is pull it back out of the trailer and do it again.
That's right. That's right. And like I said, we're planning on having just as good a racetrack Friday night as we are on Saturday. And if for whatever reason Friday night we get any kind of buildup at all, track crew will come in early on Saturday morning before anybody gets there, and we'll work our magic and we'll be ready to go. So I don't anticipate any issues there. Like I said, with it being smoother, we never really had a problem with the initial hit. It was always down track. Once you got into the transition and got onto the asphalt, these cars they got such technology now that they would go into a traction control mode and, start pulling timing and things to try to keep the tire under control. And well, you're not going fast if you're pulling it back. So the plan was to try to get the thing on absolute lockdown so that these guys can apply everything they got. And can't wait.
Sounds good. Larry, now how you guys doing? You excited for Mad?
Oh yeah, we're good, man. I talked to Harper a couple times this week, and I think we're both pretty pumped about the whole thing. And I tease him all the time about he's going to step on his tail and we can't go 399 over there. But I'm probably better. I'm going to shut up about that at this point.
I think so.
You know, don't go getting too mouthy because he'll show me up as being wrong. You know.
That's awesome.
Would never do that. Yes, I would. Yeah, I absolutely would.
Oh, and he'll ride me when it happens too. Trust me.
Sure.
I know him well enough.
There's only, I've been in drag racing now since 1988, and honestly, there's only been a few milestones that I've ever come across that really were significant and meant something. And the 399 on a Midwest track on a small tire, to me, is one of the last great hurdles that we've tried for a long time to get over to the top. And, even when the surface is there, the weather's not there, or the weather's not there, but the track's good. Or so it takes so much to get one of these cars to go that fast on a small tire that, it's a goal. And I mean, it's a goal for everybody. And so, yeah, do I want to be the guy that does it? Sure. I want it to be done at my track. I don't get to race anymore, so I got to live vicariously through the racers. And let me tell you, I'll be if it happens, you will see me get airborne. I will be jumping up and down for sure.
Well,
I just know that
we will be jumping up and down too. We've talked about this for a couple, 2 or 3 years now, and it's right there. There's cars that can do it, and we know they can do it. They just haven't quite got that perfect pass yet, but it's coming.
Yeah,
and there's legit players that more than one that are able to do it if they get the right deal.
Yep.
Well, I think our sunny to partly cloudy mid-70s forecast just makes me lick my chops, because that means my track's not going to be over 95 degrees. And I've always told you guys, you keep me under 110 degrees and I'll show you something that you can go down.
It should be just about right. If it just stays a little cloudy, a little sun popping out once in a while to warm it, and the air should be good. And we're going to look like a bunch of B-29s on there. That's my hope.
Well, I would be quite okay with it. And what would really be cool is if we get a couple of guys to do it. And we know we've got players. We've got players that can do it, and I'm waiting to see how many can do it. And, if we get that situation going, then I know we really have gotten something. So.
All right, hold on. We got some guys chiming in, so we got some good questions. Go ahead, Gary.
Yep. Caleb Hall says, Harper, are you allowing early parking or not till 5?
No, there's early parking, as long as you don't park in a spot that's coned off.
Okay. Jesse James, he said, did anyone go 399 at Flying H yet? I know a ton of 4.0 has happened. Ernie Dampierre in the orange Corvette went 86 or something, but he was not on a 275.
It was a 295. Yeah,
it was a little bigger tire. Me and Rodney was there.
Yeah, and Ernie's car will fly. I know Ernie personally. He's a good friend, and I've never seen him put the 28-inch tire on his car. I'd love for him to do that. That would be a thrill for me to get Ernie's car down with a 28 and come run with us. But so far he just hasn't done it, and I haven't been able to talk him into it,
Yeah.
Then
and hey, when you got all that information on a certain tire and a certain tune-up, it's hard to change it up. That doesn't seem like much, but it's the world too. By the same token, it's not much, but it is.
It's not like we're trying to go 450s and you can just swap the tire over and go 450s.
Yeah.
To be able to go that fast and then switch it over, as soon as you drop the back of the car, you got to replot everything to get to the same spot. The weight to the ratio front to rear ain't the same. It'd be a big learning curve there for sure.
The whole thing gets changed.
Yeah, and Tito says that car is in LDR trim at probably 3,250 pounds.
Ooh, that's
it's an impressive car, and it's fast. And Ernie's a great guy. Just whether he'll ever consider changing it enough to do it or not, I don't know.
Well, I think too is in a deal where if we could put a racetrack together that puts a 399 capability with 3 or 4 guys, that's going to entice somebody like that to come over and say,
sure.
if I may not run the whole series, but I'm going to try to make that one event.
Yeah, Ernie'd come out for some bragging rights if he thought he had a shot, and so I won't be surprised the day he does it. He just hasn't done it yet, you know.
Okay.
And so I hope that's lurking out there for him at some point, you know.
We got AJ Taylor with a question.
AJ. Oh, oh, you had it up. There we go. AJ Taylor says, I remember at the start of the year that it was said that in index, you guys would stop guessing from happening with instant green for index. Just curious how.
Three different ways that it can be done. So, and we will be working on that. So you're not going to be able to guess because the timing will be off. I just guarantee you that.
Well,
So
and I can speak from experience. There was no guessing at Centerville. I looked at the run sheets all the way through the race. The starters have been instructed how to drop the tree, and I told them if they didn't understand what we were asking for, I'd come down and drop the tree. And I saw one pass where a guy tried to guess, and he was red, and it ended. There were no more passes that you could even suspicion of a guess. You know, if you're just on an instant green tree, you're not going to be under a 300 light. Okay, let's just be honest about it. You guys all race. You know how this shit works, and if you're seeing the bulb, the best you can possibly hope for is a 300, and even that's tough. I've only seen that a couple times. So when you're pulling up an 080 or a 100 or anything less than the 300, we know you took a shot at it, and that's part of it. You know, it's not like it's off the table, but the starters have been instructed to be between a 1 count and a 5 count on the manual button. And if you don't understand what that is, I'll just do it right here. It can be anything from 1, bang the button, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bang the button, and everything in between. So you're not going to guess that. And it's randomly shook around. The guys will do a 1 count and a 5 count and a 3 count and something else. And it's totally random. So we said it before Centerville. Hey, guess away, but you're going to die on that sword. That's all I'm going to say about
chances are it's going to bite you in the ass.
That's
the
right.
problem is the standard 4/10 pro tree, guys. So that you know, we normally set the tree up so that between 8/10 and 1.1 is when it fires after we've armed the system. So
yeah, on the random count.
On the random. So when you're doing a guess, that random is close enough that on a guess you can make it happen. But that's when both drivers pre-stage and we flip the switch and let the computer take over. But what Al's talking about is us waiting until all 4 bulbs are lit before we ever send it to the tower, and then the tower is going to add a random to it on top of the time we counted off before we sent the timer. So that's why it's not going to be a guessable deal. I'd love to see it because it's going to just lead to, like you said, red light after red light, and you know, it is what it is. But
it really worked unbelievably well. I had no complaints over at Centerville, and we stood and watched the whole thing repeatedly. Mm-hmm. Larry watched it for a while, and I watched it for a while, and I couldn't be happier with how that turned out. And the guys that were good racers on the instant green ended up down in the final rounds, but they've done it before and they've done it for a while. And a couple of the guys that had the complaints, I didn't hear anything from them. I think they were pleased with it. Everybody that was racing on it, we got nothing but rave reviews over there from the racers that did say something about it. And I don't foresee a problem with it at all.
Well, and we've also taken all the classes that run on that instant green, and we've opened up the parameters on it so that the computer will add more than it normally would anyway. So even if somebody missed a switch by a little bit, it's still going to be, the random is now going to be like 0.8 of a second to 2 seconds. So it becomes it literally will fall anywhere. And so even a hand starter I hate to say it, we'll get into a rhythm and he'll do it the same way. After a while, you kind of learn each guy's got his own thing. And so that's why I've talked to Donnie and we've talked about switching off. This round you're going to do so many of them this way, so many of them this way, and just randomly bounce it around. Every pair do something different. Don't let the guy in the water box even see what you're going to do. It's got to be different for every single pair that rolls up there, even in time trials. And that will fix a lot of that mess.
Yep. And worst case scenario, if we do feel like we're starting to get a rhythm, I'll go down there and trip the thing, because I've got a way different rhythm than your starter's going to have. So we're watching it closely, and you're not going to see any guessing. That's my statement about it.
That being said, too, we did a little roll call, and I see a lot of 580 and 650 coming. And I know we got some local boys here as well. Mr. 580, is that right, Gary?
That's right, Charles McPherson.
Yeah, that's here and plan on coming in. I thought I saw another question, Gary. Did you see that? I see Tito watching. I'm hoping he's going to be here this weekend. Yep. And then Babyface chimed in. Did he say something?
Yeah, he said, looking forward to adding a new track to the list of places I've been to. Come on down, Brian.
Yeah,
love to have you.
Yep, glad to see Brian's up and about. We missed him at Centerville for sure.
Yeah. I see Devin Brown too. I'm assuming Big Red will be there. I saw the big dyno session, so that was awesome.
He says, happy birthday, Rodney.
Right on, right on.
Russell Foreman says, I'm pissed off I can't have Betty White there. Ross Pistons has been screwing me all year. I really wanted that 390 at Mad last time we were there. The track was a 390 track.
There you go. Good.
Man.
Nice shout out to Harper on that.
Well, she's a lot better than it was last year. So just get it fixed up and come see me in August.
Larry Steve Baker wants to know, what is your favorite track to race on?
Tulsa's my favorite as far as surface wise, but I'm an Ozark guy. I like racing Ozark. I like racing Mocan. Either one of those three are great, but I really enjoy pulling over to Tulsa whenever I get to go over there. Not very often, but it's a great surface to run on.
Right on. Oh, Gary, we're getting called out by Steve Baker. Did you see that?
I see that. It's Charles who 580 belongs to me. We'll go figure it out on Saturday.
We will, man. That's going to be awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
Tim Purdue says, as a foot brake car, I like what I'm hearing with the lights.
Okay. Yeah, with the instant green stuff. Tim there works as well. He's coming down, bringing that 5th gen, right, Gary?
Yeah. I really couldn't have been happier over at Centerville because the starters did exactly what we needed them to do, and it was perfect. We had no issues. So anybody who was worried about that, and we had a lot of discussion about it over the winter, which way to go and what to do. And a couple guys said they were done. They weren't going to do it. They weren't going to try it. And I thought about a lot of different things, how to remedy it. And we just decided we just got to coach the starters on how to make it happen,
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up Don McGinnis. Don McGinnis says may come down Saturday from Topeka. What time do spectator gates open? And it's on this flyer here. It says gates open at noon. Harper said 11. It says noon. And is there any road construction I need to deal with?
No. They've got a couple of the interstate's got 2 spots where it goes down to 1 lane between Wichita and the racetrack, but it's only like a quarter of a mile at a time, and all the off ramp is open, so we're good.
Nice.
Just take it down to exit 4 and go over the overpass, and 9 miles later you be at the front door.
There you go. What's all Ray Parsons saying? Yeah,
Ray Parsons says Scott Schuler was saying yesterday he found some steel doors and is coming to run limited also. We got a train from Arkansas coming if nothing happens. Boom! That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
great.
That's news.
Yeah, and he made it to the finals last Centerville, so I know he's leading, or he's tied with points limited with Ospaniak. So I know.
We had a good race there in limited with Gary 3 and Ray, and Ray had that deal sewn up, and he missed cued in the first round and scuffed that guardrail with his rear bumper.
Yeah.
Had a patch on his bumper about the size of my phone. You know? I mean, he didn't even really hit it. He just kind of drugged the bumper on it, you know.
Yeah.
But had to buy back.
Right.
And then was a point short, a round short, and ended up beating Gary in the final on a hole shot. So it was limited, you know, Outlaw 8.5 versus limited 275 was an exciting class.
Yeah.
You know, it really was. And Rich Frost broke. So the king was pulled out of the whole thing at this point. So he's a little behind the 8 ball now. And I haven't talked to them if they fixed whatever they had going. So look for that class to be kind of exciting this year. It's going to be fun.
It keeps me up at night. Not only Rich, and then, you know, Choate should be there too. And so,
Choate wasn't there because he was doing teenage boy stuff with the kids and out hunting for youth season, which is the last time he's going to get to do that, he said. So he hated to miss, but he didn't want to miss the boys hunting either.
Sure.
And of course, that Rodney Dowell guy, he's got a car that just couldn't find it, you know. Couldn't find it. And some days are like that in racing, you know, but I can promise you that one's going to be on fire this time, because
that's right.
I could see the lean, hungry look in his eye.
That's right.
I've definitely tied a T-bone around his neck.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You know, and so Limit is going to be good. And I want to throw up the Little Titans deal too. That couldn't have been better over at Centerville. First time out, and there was like not 10 or 11 cars, and we had a great time chip drawing that thing up at the Waffle House.
Dude, that was so fun.
There with Gary and Rodney, and but I have heard the rumor. I don't know that this is true, but I've heard the rumor that somewhere out there Friday night we're going to do the chip draw, and we'll do it live again. I think that was a good time. We're going to do it live again. But the rumor is that I'm hearing is Wendy Martin is making pancakes.
Oh,
yeah.
Where did you hear such a thing?
I don't have anything to back that up or say that that's a fact.
Right.
But I heard a little bit of hooting about Wendy Martin's pancakes, and that she was used to making pancakes in the wee hours of the night. And so I'm throwing that out there.
Okay.
Right here. I'm throwing it out there. Wendy Martin.
Might be better than Waffle House.
It might be better than Waffle House, but Wendy Martin's making pancakes for the chip draw.
Okay.
Man, let's go.
Lock it in. Let's lock it in.
Lock that in. I don't know if the Martins are listening, but you know, Austin and Lewis and Wendy, I would assume you're probably listening. So pipe up here. Let's lock that in.
Oh man, that's going to be a great time.
Well, we'll have to do like a Google search and see where you would have heard such a thing.
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you where I heard it, but I saw it posted somewhere that she was awful good at making pancake. Oh, there's Lewis Martin popping.
There it is.
It's a fact. Okay. Going down. Pancake.
If you heard it on this show, it's a fact.
That's right.
No rumor.
Because we know this is like
not,
better than Facebook right here. It's a fact if you hear it.
That's right.
And it's better than, you know, can't believe everything you hear on the internet, unless it's on the Heads Up Racing show, and then it's gospel.
There you go.
Speaking of Little Titan, you know, me and Al was talking on the way home, and we've got like our 4-hour, you know, post race, kind of what we did wrong, what went good, blah 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 on the way home, because we got 4 hours of windshield time, you know. And the trip on the way home was basically, we couldn't believe how good the Little Titans turned out, and the quality of cars that was there. And I mean, those guys are hitters, and we're just anxious to see what happens at Mid America. I think that class is going to take off, and just see the level of competition. You know, when the Martins come up and you know, they got their check, and the runner-up guy was up there, and you know, just those guys were pumped and they were excited.
Yeah.
You know, from all the way down to the guys, you know, the quarterfinal guys.
Runner up, and yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he's coming up. I think
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got.
He needs to keep coming.
And that's a badass car too. And Larry will tell you the same thing. That's I believe it's an aluminum Hemi in this. I can't remember. Was it a Dart?
Yeah, the white Dart. Hey Al, you got a little audio deal. You need to.
Oh, I'm so okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
There. Okay.
You had your thumb on it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Hey, I got
Al's
a pretty
phone.
serious question for the Martins here.
I'll just tell you right now, Al's phone sucks. No matter what he's doing.
No, it's the way I put my hand on it.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, Martin family, this is serious. Do you have butter and syrup? I need to know.
I
And
saw
peanut
it
butter.
up there that there was waffles included on this deal too.
I saw
Yes.
that too.
I need to know if there's butter and syrup, or I need to bring my own. I'm fine with that. I just need to know. I'm a butter and syrup guy. I got to have both.
BYOB, bring your own butter.
I will. I can.
I would agree. We got somebody just say the word if we need to bring butter and syrup.
Sure, I'll get down with whatever you want us to bring.
And I'd
I gotta
prefer
have peanut butter on mine.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I'd prefer to not be eating these at 3 a.m. If we could bump that to the left a bunch of hours.
Well, I'm saying 11 or midnight.
I'll be in bed.
As we wind this down, we just head on over to wherever the hot spot is for the chip draw and the pancakes. Yep, we'll have both. What kind of syrup and we'll have peanut butter too, Larry.
Nice.
See, you can go over to Spaniac's pit and go roll dice, and then win some money, and that way you got tip money for the pancakes. When you get fed over there. So
and drink beer over at Jake's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a Mrs. Butterworth kind of guy.
There we go.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Still plugging on this show.
He's got the syrup bottle right there in the shop.
There he does. He drinks it like water.
Hey,
So Scott did say he's coming from Arkansas. Hold on a second. Got a couple.
Cool.
yes, very good, very good.
And then we got one more just came in when Gary popped out. A real question here about index. So go ahead and read that, Gary, from Chris.
Chris Paget says, "Are index races chip draw or on a bracket?" Question. And are they each round?
They are paired with skipbo cards. No, Little Titans. Are you talking about? Yeah.
No, he's 580.
Oh, 580 is done with skipbo cards. Explain that. I forget Harper's lanes, but let's say we've got
1 through 6.
It's 1 through 6. Well, we'll pull 580 up in lanes 5 and 6. Let's say as an example. Paul Hedden will be at the head of the lanes with a bunch of skipbo cards with 5 and 6 on them, and the first card that he pulls out of his deck will go to the right side of the track, and the second card that he pulls out of his deck will go to the left side of the track. And it can be a 5 and a 6, it can be a 6 and a 5, it can be a 5 and a 5, it can be a 6 and a 6, it can be any combination, so you don't know who you're going to run.
Okay.
You're either going to get the guy in front of you or the guy beside you is usually how it works.
Yep.
Okay.
And I always say, if you need to stay away from somebody, I get people are friends and they're trying to stay away from each other. The only way you cannot get paired, to guarantee it, is to be in the same line with a car in between you.
Yeah, then the math can't get you.
The math can't get you. Trying to stay away is be front to tail, and a car.
Now Al's giving away the secrets.
Well, I'm just saying,
be quiet, man.
You can take care of yourself for the early rounds anyway.
Sure. I got one thing I got to correct. I did say Scott was from Arkansas. I knew he was from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So that's my fault.
Yeah.
But Chris says thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter which lanes. It might be lanes 3 and 4. It might be 1 and 2. But that's the basic premise of it. We've got the skipbo cards for all the lanes, and Paul just has in his hands the ones we're pulling from right now. And 580 actually a lot of times has enough cars. We'll bring them up in 3 lanes.
Okay.
And that throws the random off even more.
Okay. And just so people know, I mean, Paul Hedden's the lane guy at Ozark, so he does everything from shootouts to the bracket races, and he knows his cards. He knows how to pull them. and it will go very smooth, and you're not gonna feel like it's a mess down there. He's very sharp with what he does,
and he's done Titans for years too.
Yep.
We whip right through that card draw on. We chip draw the Outlaws and the Versus class and the little Titans, and the rest of them are all done off cards. And he can pull them cards out, and we use the skip bowl cards because they got great big numbers, and he'll show them to you. Okay. He'll show you that there's no BS and funny business going on. He'll hold up the 5 and point to you, and tell you which lane, right or left, and then he'll hold up the second card and show them. So we keep it on the up and up. There's no shenanigans.
Okay. Yeah. Another question.
And we tell our index and bracket guys too, and we tell them at Ozark, we tell them at Titans, when we call you to the lanes, and Paul says fire them up, guys. Be in your cars and be ready, because once he starts pulling those cards, he's sending you. Yeah. So it goes pretty fast. So be dressed, be strapped in and ready to go.
Okay, good point.
Yep. And it isn't going to be 100 degrees, so you're not going to be dying in there.
Right.
And while we're on that part of it, the card draw or whatever, the buy run, the potential buy run, is pulled off of the best winning reaction time from the round before.
Okay.
And you pull that car out, and if there is a buy, he gets one. If there is not a buy, he will get paired with the last guy standing there in the lane, but the buy car will get his lane choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next round, it's over. You don't carry it. It's the buy is a new car for the next round. It's not like those deals where you carry it all day long until there is a buy.
Sure.
And you only get one.
Yep.
And you cannot refuse it.
Huh. Okay.
Then next one, another question from Chris.
Yep. Little Titans chip draw. Yes.
Perfect. Hey, Harper, he made a good point too. What's your radio station out there for your in the trailer?
1059, and we just redid it all. I bought another new receiver and new antenna, and it is killer. It's 1059. It works great.
Nice.
And Rodney has a radio in his trailer now. Woo!
I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I will throw in a deal about chip draw too, by the way. We have tried to slick that up a little bit, and I think what we're doing will work once everybody kind of gets used to it. It was a little bit hard to hear down at Centerville, and I can't speak for Harper's place there. I know you guys have put in a lot of speakers, and if you do have a radio station that's working, that's great. But when you hear junior dragsters, drivers need to come up to do their chip draw, not cars, just drivers. And we'll be announcing a spot like up in front of the tower or somewhere. And they'll do the chip draw ahead and have it all ready to go. And get a little bit more window in there. Instead of bringing your car and coming and drawing chips, we'll have it done a little bit ahead of time. So if you're hearing junior dragsters and you're a driver in Outlaw 10, OL 8.5 versus L275 or Little Titans, you need to be making your way up to draw chips.
Okay.
Very good.
If that makes any sense.
Sure, sure. You see Russell's feedback there, Larry? Or Gary, excuse me.
Yep. Russell Foreman says you need a better way to call us up there, like a group text, or Larry needs to live feed more and post on Facebook. Centerville was a cluster.
It was. Nobody could hear it. Centerville. It was a little bit crazy. But the
radio station deal worked killer the last race that we had. I mean, we were broadcasting plenty loud, and even if your neighbor doesn't have a radio, somebody does, and you're all kind of grouped and pitted together. One guy heads up. You just need to talk to each other and say, "Hey, they called us for chip draw. Let's go." Get your neighbors to go up and make it happen. But we'll stay on top of it. I mean, it won't be. Last year we lost that PA version, and Gary had to drive around with the golf cart. Remember with the sign?
Yes.
Yeah, we bought 2 units. I have a brand new unit and a spare unit. I am tired of messing around with not having communication. So
yeah, it is a pain when you can't hear the speakers and when it's not working. But understand the tracks are always doing the best we can and trying to iron that out. And
our biggest problem is the pit area is not next to the racetrack.
Yeah.
The pit area is going away from the racetrack. So to add more speakers down into the pit area, I got to have 2,500 feet of wire just to get to where the next pit spot is.
Yeah.
And then now you've lost all of that, the PA power. Hell, I got a 2,000 watt amp, and the guy's like, yeah, no, you ain't got enough to push way down there. So that's why we went with the AM FM transmitter option. We are looking at the facility is fixing to get more Wi-Fi because they're getting ready to put fiber out there in front of the racetrack.
Wow.
We're being told 6 months we will be able to get real deal like Wi-Fi out there. Then what happens is there's actually a Wi-Fi app process that you can tap into our PA system through your telephone. So even if you don't have a radio in your car, if you have a smartphone in your pocket, you're going to hear everything that the announcer is doing, which we thought would be cool for even our spectators in the grandstands because they could plug into the deal, put a set of earbuds in, and hear exactly what the radios, the announcer is saying, even if they can't hear it over the cars doing a big loud burnout. So the problem is and it's, believe it or not, it's not super expensive. It's like $800 to get all the stuff, and then it's an X amount for a monthly. And to me, it was a no-brainer. The problem is it needs so much Wi-Fi to support it, and I don't have that available to us yet. So there's definitely some things that are the technology is catching up. I just got to get it to catch up in the middle of nowhere, Gouda Springs, Kansas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Todd Bennett has some feedback. He said other races we go to are using WhatsApp. It seems to work great. It's just a thought.
Okay, that's good feedback.
Same deal. It has to do with having enough internet to be able to send the messages. And there are times out there, Gary, you've done enough live feeds. Yeah. There's times when you're standing there, your cell phone can't even get enough service to send a call or a text message. So now the problem is you got everybody relying on a text message service, and the track, can't get the message out because everybody's trying to use up all the internet that's available out there because they're filming and they're doing some stuff. So it's definitely a technology thing that we're going to get to when we get there. But as of right now, the PA thing, you can hear it from the highway. That's how far we're broadcasting. So it's plenty good, plenty clear. I can tell you the cheap little transistor $15 radio that you can buy, even a clock radio, most of them pick up that deal really, really well. So even if you don't got a race car, a radio system in your trailer, get a portable radio. It'll work, and it will get.
Harper, what did you say that channel was?
1059.
All right, I'll put that on Titan's page once we're done tonight, and that way everybody's going to be seeing that this week. So.
And we got a big sign when you come in our front gate. It's huge letters right on the back of the thing. But yeah, we all know how racers really pay attention and read. Sure. That's okay.
Now,
our whole thing is it's really hard, and you guys know, and obviously you found out at Centerville, when you can't communicate with the racers, it just puts 10 minutes in between each class because now you're trying to get everything organized. You can't stack it the way you would want to. You'd ideally, as a track operator, you'd have 3 classes stacked so you could just roll, keep rolling. There's going to be enough downtime on its own and with track prep that we'd like to be able to just keep them stacked and keep them rolling. And when you can't communicate, that's a problem. And of course, we all have those 2 or 3 guys that we know they're going to be the last guy up there no matter what. And you can call them 15 times and you can drive by their trailer and they're like, yeah, we're coming. And they're going to drag their feet. The bad part is when you can't prove that the communication was there, then it's really hard to throw the guy out or really raise hell with him because he's like, well, I didn't hear you. And you're looking around going, well, no wonder why you didn't hear me. You don't have a radio, and, well, there's no speakers down here. So we'd like to get that fixed. If they were all like Devin Brown and was killing each other to get to the staging lanes to be the first car, we would never have a problem.
That's it.
It would end it, wouldn't it?
Great.
If you see Devin moving, get in your shit and get it to the lanes because you're late.
You're late. That's right.
You are late.
You're late. If he's moving, you're late.
If he's moving, you're late. You're already upside down on the deal.
That's right.
Hey, Gary, do you have any picture or anything in your queue there for the classes?
For the classes?
Yeah, the Titans flyer.
It'll be the back sheet of that page there.
Before you guys move on, I want to jump in here and throw out one other idea. And this is an idea. And so I would say to give us a little input, and good or bad, it's fine. It's just an idea. But Paul and I had talked about doing the chip draw ourselves, doing it live and doing it on film, and then we would just post up the pairings. I'd like to know what people think of that.
I'll answer that just off the top of my head. I kind of like the energy of the trip draw, going up there and putting your hand in the bucket and standing there for a second, kind of sizing who got who and that sort of thing. I think it just brings an element to it because, I mean, if you don't have that, you might as well just put
ladder them,
ladder it up.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of my opinion too. But I just always want it said that we're always trying to improve in some fashion.
Sure.
No, I'm like you. I think the chip draw thing is fun, and Paul makes it a good time because he's just a screwball anyway. And
on the chip draw classes that we did for the no prep race, what I did was, as I said, chip draw will be 15 minutes after the last car in the class went down the racetrack. So I gave everybody a chance to get their cars towed back to the trailer and then head over for the chip draw. So you knew in plenty of time, one, who you were racing, two, you knew that before the cycle was even through, that you've already got all your classes chip drawed. They're already ready. They're going to come up paired. So that's maybe something you could look at is doing it at a 20-minute or, hey, guys, here's the deal. Last car went down the track. The announcer can say, okay, you guys know 20 minutes from now, meet at, Hot Rod's trailer for chip draw for small tire. And then, or Titans 10-5. And then, you run that guy deal. And then all of a sudden, okay, the next class runs 20 minutes, meet at the trailer, do the chip draw. And then make sure that chip draw is always at the same spot. Guys will start looking for it so that they knew exactly where to land. I'm fortunate that I've got help when we do those no prep events. And so we just did them at their trailer and knew exactly every time. It worked killer. Plus we knew, the cars that were coming back, we were able to draw right away. You knew who, the bad part about a buyback is you don't know how many winners you got because are they not buying back because they're hurt or are they coming back? So now you're kind of standing around waiting for, do we have all the cars? Because nobody wants to put 10 chips in the bag to find out that there's 12 cars. And, oh, shit, now we got to redraw everybody again. And so by doing the time limit, and then it's real simple. Hey, you missed the chip draw, you get paired with who you get paired with because you weren't there.
Well, and that's kind of the same idea that we've got going. If you hear junior dragsters, you need to be hiking for the chip draw.
Yeah.
I got you. But see, then you're looking at what, 3 index classes, and then you're on the track with Titans.
Well, you got the juniors,
650, 580, and
the bikes,
and the bikes, and then you're on the track with Titans, right?
Well,
or
and
no?
Prep. Then you got prep time too.
Okay.
So you got 4 classes in the prep.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. If I'm already on the tractor, you are definitely late. You should be late. In the lanes. Yeah, paired up with a helmet on at that point.
Yeah.
Sure. Either way, but yeah, I think the chip draw. If you're going to do a chip draw, there's an element there of the stare down, the oh shit, I didn't want to get him and now I got him. There's that moment there of, I think it does add something to it, for sure. So that's the track. I don't really care. I just want it done in a timely manner so that when it's time to go, I don't want to be waiting on racers. I hate to say it, and it's really bad to say, but I'd rather them waiting on me than me waiting on them. When it comes down to prepping the racetrack or what have you, we do everything. Everything that I do and my crew does is as efficient as it can possibly be done and as fast as we possibly can. And I'd expect the same out of the racers to show up and be ready to go and be ready to, get in and go. And obviously with all the gear everybody's wearing, it does take a little bit of time, but we know that we're going to be down. It takes about 15 minutes to turn one of these tracks around to do it right. So there's always going to be that little bit of time, but yeah, I like the whole junior thing. Yeah. You hear the juniors, you need to show up because it's going to happen. The biggest thing would be to make sure that you ended up with the right amount of guys for the right amount of chip draw, that you don't end up with a little Titans guy, showing up and sticking his hand in the bag in the Titans bag, and it just throws everything to the curve.
That part works pretty good. But as promoters, we're just like you, Gary. We try to want to run this thing. We're in the show business. We're a racing business, but we're in the show business, and we're putting on a show for the spectator. And we want them to see cars. Nobody wants.
We're giving them an opportunity. We're giving the racer an opportunity to showcase and have a good time at their sport. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are trying to promote and provide a service.
Yeah.
And that's for the guy that's paid his hard-earned $20 bill to come watch and sell him a hot dog and actually show him something worth seeing. And I hate downtime, but it's going to happen. And we've even stepped up our equipment in the cleanup department, and hopefully we don't end up in those situations, but they do happen. And when they do, it's all hands on deck till they're done. And people do understand that, but nothing worse than going to a track and standing around and going, what the hell are we waiting on? Yeah. And so I like it when we're organized, and that's why dealing with you guys has been nice, because you take care of 90% of it. You just tell me, yeah, I'm ready for this one. Let's go.
Hey, Al and Larry too. Also, some feedback just from myself from being at Centerville. When you say, hey, when you hear juniors come up, that don't have us come up where the juniors are, because then we can't hear Paul.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's been a year since I've been to Mid America, but there's places to kind of get away from the cars a little bit too.
Sure.
Tons of space.
Yes. And it's got a lot of space. It's Kansas. And we'll kind of figure that out as we get there day of. But
and I think 2 years ago when we were there last time, I think wasn't Paul just chip drawing right there in the lanes by your pickup, Al?
Yeah, but we can get away a little bit possibly.
Rodney parks right up. Rodney parks in the front, but he's far enough away, and the trailers would block everything that's going down the track. You could even park behind his trailer and do the chip draws there. Every time we have a meeting, we always do it at the back. We always go to Rodney's trailer because he's been parking in the same spot for 5 years. So we just go, hey, everybody's meeting at Rodney's trailer.
Yeah, we'll kind of figure that out on Friday as we get there. And
sure.
Through it, and post it up, for everybody to see it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't have a bunch of cones. Just make sure you don't have a bunch of cones setting out going to Rodney's trailer, because Al will run over all of them with his pickup.
How's the cone hunter when it's shaped like a triangle, and Rodney's the cone hunter when they're shaped like a square?
Cameron Marsoff's not going to come. He's going somewhere else, I saw today.
Yeah.
With his car. And of course, I still got Larry that's got a bag on me about those cones.
Harper, I thought you were going to say Larry's or Al's off the track and I'm on the track. I think that's
right.
Then blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got about 6 brand new ones, so you stay off of them.
That's right.
Yeah. Last year when I seen Al mow over all those, I just stood there in shock. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with him?
And Cameron's just standing there going, I don't know.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time
too.
He was laughing. Oh yeah.
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 Brand new trucks are so quiet, you don't hear nothing that's going on.
I didn't even hear those cones. I didn't know.
Everybody outside's waving, and everybody's doing this shit, and Hal's just, yep, hey, okay, we'll see you
Good to
later.
see you guys. Good to see you. Glad to be here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, he's like the mayor when he's leaving. Did you guys want to go over the classes at all, or totally up to you guys? If you do, great. Gary's got it up. If not, totally up to you guys.
Let's hit this. Let's run this real quick from Lewis Martin. Lewis Martin Jr. says, if it's allowed, the Martin family will set out a tip jar at Pancakes and Waffles, and the money will go directly to the junior dragster purse to keep the kids excited. Let us know if that's allowed.
Absolutely. On my end, I'm good with it.
I got no problem.
Great idea. Great fun idea.
Yeah, I got no problem.
Russell said Goose will move the golf carts out of the way so Rodney's pit is clear.
He's liable to steal the steering wheel off of it too, just so you know.
Yeah. And the gloves. I mean,
We round your car with the golf carts.
Yeah.
We may have started a monster for poor Wendy Martin, but I think we probably better clarify. What is this? Is this just the gang they're doing the chip draw, or is this an open invitation, or what? What do we got going here? I mean, we're gonna bring pancake batter in 5-gallon buckets, or
I mean, the track's got lots of that pancake batter, and I got syrup and butter. I could come help. Nothing like a little midnight pancake feed amongst the buddies.
Well, I just thought I maybe better clarify it. We've been mouthing about it,
sure.
And I'd hate to have Wendy bring a gallon of pancake batter and 100 people show up.
Right.
Sure.
Well, then they better be in line first. You guess you lost that race. You already 1-0-1 for the weekend.
That's right. If you're not at the front of the line, you're at the back.
That's right.
Well, let us know. Me and Al don't mind buying some extra pancake batter mix or whatever
absolutely.
we need to do.
I didn't expect her to feed 100 people, not at all.
No.
That wasn't the intent. I was just thinking about myself is all I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Well, I got a brand new 36-inch Blackstone I can wheel down there to the pits. We'll do us a deal. We'll get it going.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. We'll cook till everyone is full. Woo,
yeah.
Wow.
Woo.
Wendy for the win.
We stop over there at Harbor Freight and get a new cement mixer and mix pancake batter in that baby.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, but if you bought one at Harbor Freight, that would only last for about 10 minutes, and the motor will burn up on it.
It'd be done halfway through the first batch.
Okay, we'll put a golf cart on it. We'll put a golf cart on a stand and tie a string around the drum to the golf cart. Keep the gas pedal down. We'll get it mixed. Don't worry about it.
We'll get it done.
There's a bunch of engineers at the racetracks. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Goose will steal the tire off Rodney's golf cart and we'll use it for a mixer.
That's it.
You can't leave Goose unattended. Everybody knows that at this point, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he always has gloves for sale too, Russell says.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
They have to fit Rodney's hand.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Well, hopefully he got his paperwork in line too, because I know he told me he couldn't be within 100 miles of Wichita.
Yeah, right. I've heard that rumor.
Yeah, so hopefully he got all that paperwork in line.
I've heard that rumor that there's a little bit of a what kind of order it is that he's not supposed to be around there.
Restraining order?
Yeah, restraining order.
Yeah.
We'll sneak him in the back door. He'll be all right.
He'll be all right, buddy. Great.
Run through these classes. I'll be back.
So just hitting it from the top here. I do have a quick question there, Alan, Larry, just going back up here. Someone chimed in. I'm going to look it up here real quick. They were a little bit late coming in. Thomas Hendrickson. And he just was asking, said, logged in late. Sorry, what was said about the instant green. Just kind of in a nutshell, it's on a random timer and don't guess. Is that pretty much it?
Well,
yeah, the instant green will be controlled by the starter. The starter's not going to go through the same normal process every single time. So certain times there'll be a one count and send the switch to the tower for the random to start. And other times it's going to be 3 or 4 seconds to create a long tree situation, so we won't have any kind of rhythm that somebody could then take a shot. You want to guess? Take your shot, but chances are you're going to come up short on the deal.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a big sword, and you're going to fall on it. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
So
that seems to be a hot topic, though. It gets brought up every time,
It does, and I
Yeah.
get it. And some of those guys were pretty good with it. They got the starter's rhythm down, and they figured it out pretty quickly. But we've certainly figured out a way to get around it. And it was, if you weren't listening before, we were talking about Centerville. We had no problems down there with the instant green, and it worked perfectly. And everybody was happy and had a great time racing 580 and 650 with no complaints. So I walked away from there very pleased with what the result was. And we're just going to keep doing it. It worked, and we'll just keep on,
Sounds good. Hey, Tiffany, I see you joined in. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for my little ribbon, and thanks for breakfast yesterday.
I know. It was fun.
Yeah. Did Gary run off there?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure he'll be back. But did you have a shout out or anything for us, or you want us to keep going on the show?
Just keep going. I just want to pop in and say hi. I'm
Okay.
going to go back to walking on my mat.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
See ya.
So just talking about it. So I'm sure you guys got the flyers in front of you, but Outlaw 10.5, that's the big boy. That's what we're going for the record of. What is it now? Like 416, 417, Larry?
It's a 15.
415.
There
It's
we
a
go.
15. It's a 15 with a 2.
There we go.
but I think Titans is an 11.
Yeah,
I believe, and I don't have my stuff with me tonight. I'm away from home, so
I think they went 11 at Ozark.
yeah, I think
Okay.
it's 411 at 193. I believe is the record
Okay.
at this point for Titans. Now I can't
Titans,
speak for Harper.
Titans.
Did you say yours is 415, Harper?
Ours is 415. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Harper. So if they go a 14 at your track, is anything on top for you? Are you bringing anything to the table?
We're gonna have a cool little that big time slip that we had made up before. Basically, it'll be instead of it being a oversized check to put on your wall in your race car trailer, it'll be an oversized time slip that we'll be able to fill in all the incrementals throughout the day, and it says Mid America Dragway, and we can put the date and the 60-foot and the 330 and the ET mile per hour and all that kind of fun stuff on it to make it look like a real time slip. That
cool.
will be, yeah. And then if somebody, we're back to the belt deal.
Okay.
So I've got a belt coming that's got your name on it, or it's got your class on it. If somebody breaks the other record, then then that belt moves. The belt that Devin has right now would actually go to whoever has the track record for the small tire deal. So
Okay, I gotcha. Good.
That was kind of that floating deal that Gary started, a couple years ago when Devin came out, and it's kind of a fun deal. And remember, you guys were going to send it to Carpenter when it first came out, and then Devin ended up, breaking the record, so we got to keep it.
Yeah.
So the belt will float. The time slip deal will happen. Haven't really discussed. I was trying to get a sponsor to come up with some money on the deal. I know that are we still doing the money if we go $3.99 in racing?
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that a minute.
Yep.
I like your time slip deal too. That's a cool idea. I had never thought of that, but I might have to see if we can make a time slip.
That was one of my middle of the night deals that I come up with, and I said, how cool would that be to have all of because you're gonna lose that time slip, or you're gonna try to frame it,
Yeah.
But it's definitely not going up on the trailer wall. This thing is like, I don't know, it's maybe 2 foot by 3.5 foot tall, and it's just an oversized time slip.
No, I like that idea, and we might have to get one of those for the first three or first sub 4 second slip. But what we've said for a couple of years now, there's $500 on the line to the first one. And in eliminations, but the cool part of it is half of it goes to the racer, half of it goes to the track crew.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, you need both to make it happen.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
For sure.
We thought it'd be nice to, reward the track crew a little bit as well in that, because if somebody does run a $3.99, the track crew has definitely busted their ass.
You bet.
Oh yeah, well, I already told my guys if that happens, it's going to be a barbecue at my house Monday night, so they know it's coming.
Oh, that'd be great, man. That would be great.
Yeah.
So TNS Race Cars, Vaughn Trucking, Everlast Construction, Outlaw 10.5, Run What You Brung, Factory Roof and Quarters, Factory Appearing Aftermarket Roof Panels, okay, 275 60 drag radial, 28 10.5 PBRs, 28 slicks, no Ws, factory wheelbase 2-inch max, no wheelie bars, must have engine diaper. That's Outlaw 10.5.
It's pretty simple stuff.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. Now, Gary, for you, Harper, this if the record gets broken and limited as well, or OL 85 8.5, or limited for you, I don't know how you want to do that, but is there a time slip deal going there, or is that just for the big boys? Okay.
Yeah, no, I got one for each class.
Okay,
Cool.
so
And I suspect that record will drop.
yeah,
I mean, you're at what, a 56?
56, yeah, 160, and that'll be covered by E1. That should be covered, I would hope. And
well, yeah, because the last time
this week,
did you say something now?
No, but I was gonna say we all still there. I kind of broke up, so
Yeah. No, I just think Putnam and I talked about it too. The limited OL 8.5, the class is going to get broke. The record's going to get broke.
Yeah, and then our Titans record on that is Spaniacs at this point.
Okay.
And I want to say it's a 47.
Okay.
Sounds right.
That sounds right. No, that sounds good.
I want to say it's a 47.
Larry,
that's Larry's,
up, buddy.
Larry the robot
busting up.
Yeah, got the little robot mode on. But so what we're talking about there is L275 versus OL 8.5. So L275 factory roof, quarters, and doors, back half only, indicates factory floor, steel firewall, factory location, factory front frame rail, bolt-in K-member okay. We're going to have the 275 tire, the 28 PBRs, 28 slicks with no W, no billet blocks or heads, small block, any single power adder, twin limited to 76, no reducers. If you have a big block, you can run a single stage nitrous only, no boosted big blocks, must have engine diaper. So that's a combination class. You'll be racing also the OL 8.5, which is a run what you brung factory roof and quarters, and you got to be on a 235 or a 26.5 PBR, 28 slicks. Of course, no wheelie bars. So far, that's a good class. We'll see how that compares out. I think everybody at Centerville was on the 28 tire. I didn't see anybody bring in the 235 or 26 slick. So we'll see how it progresses throughout the year.
Yeah, but you just never know with West Choate.
Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. Wes or anybody else that comes along with the 26. So it's all good stuff.
Ray Parsons has an iteration on a rule. He says, and all Smith subframes are legal in limited 275. He says, got to try.
Oh, that Ray Parsons guy, he's always a jokester, ain't he?
Yeah.
Always a jokester.
So both of those are chip draw. And the L275, of course, is Show Me Speed, Limo Land. OL 8.5 is Show Me Speed and Limo Land as well. So we appreciate them.
Yep, and that's the Spaniacs and Wes's organization there both.
Then we go into Foreman Mechanical Little Titans, and that's the little chip class there. What you run what you brung, factory roof and quarters, 275 60, 28 PBRs, 28 slick, no Ws. So we have the ET cap, which will be between a 500 and a 5.30. So that's the 31 chips that'll be drawn Friday night. Breakout in force, ET gap will be chip drawn on the morning of race day, but we're just talking about the Friday night. So staying with that one a second, Putnam, wasn't it Austin that came on and said that 2 of his rounds, his competitor broke out? What, wasn't it a 526? And they both went 5.25 on that one, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 of them broke out on him. Yeah.
Nice. So then we have the index classes. 650 brought by Eagle Machine, hot wired auto sale, just basically instant green. No deep stage, must drive staging lanes and back. No open wheel cars, any tire size allowed, diaper, of course. And same with the 580 is PTC, Truex, Crafton pump service, 580, same rules, instant green, tree, no deep stage, must drive back, and the diaper. Of course, then we got the Sonic Super Nice Pro Tree Junior Dragsters, which a lot of cars show up for that, Junior. I have to admit there.
The kids get a big kick out of it. They really do.
That's good to see Sonic backing that up. And then the motorcycles as well, right? The Show Me Outlaws.
Yeah, and those guys like running the Pro Tree. So.
Yeah. So 410s Pro Tree, dial in, deep stage loud, no pit, bikes, scooters, etc. Track safety rules apply. So we'll see what they're doing there. Harper, do you know if any local bikes will be in, or the PDRA? Do they have another race? Or
I don't know. I know that they originally had one scheduled, and then they did a swap. So I'm not sure if they're still going to be available or not. I'm going to reach out to Chad from the PDRA or PMRA and see if he's got got some guys that come. I know that we've got a few local guys out of the Wichita area that are planning on coming.
Perfect. Last but not least, Pro Tree No Box. So Highland diesel and machine, 410s Pro Tree, dial in, deep stage allowed, trans brake allowed, delay box must be removed from car, must run $8.99 or quicker, any tire size, and of course you got to have a diaper. So that goes over the sheet. I just kind of ran through that, who sponsored it and everything. And so May 2nd, 3rd, Friday, get a couple tests in, gates open. And then did someone blink there? I thought I heard something.
Well, what I was going to say is that it may be obvious to most, but this is all done 8th mile. The whole event's done 8th mile.
Perfect. Yep. Good feedback.
Just when people see that Pro Tree deal and go $8.99, they're thinking quarter mile. No, that's a 8th mile number.
Yeah,
Actually, Pro Tree No Box, because I thought that. So I'm glad you said that.
Pro Tree No Box is kind of the coverall. It's made to, if you don't fit anything else, it's dial in, it's bracket cars for the most part. But the foot brake guys get to run a trans brake, which a lot of times they don't get to do that. If you run a Mocan or Ozark where no electronics is a foot brake deal, you get to come have fun with your trans brake. You don't get to run your delay box, so you can't beat up the 400 Pro Tree by using your delay box, and it really equalizes everything. The deep stage lets the 8-second car have a shot at it too. And it's the coverall for anybody else. It's a get in where you fit in thing,
Yeah.
Hey, Harper, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're better now, Lair.
Okay. Hey, Harper, can you kind of, for the people that haven't been there before, can you kind of talk a little bit about the track amenities that the racers can find, whether it be, fuel at the racetrack, concessions, where the buybacks are handled, all that? Can you kind of go over that for the people that may not have been to Mid America yet?
So, sure. Mid America Dragway is right off of 166. It's located in the town of Gouda Springs, Kansas. It is 8.5 miles east of the town of Arkansas City. They call it Ark City around here. It's about 9 miles west of 35, the interstate. So it's basically dead smack. Yeah, east. So it's dead smack center. Sorry.
You're backwards.
And, yeah, no, I wasn't thinking. So I was thinking freeway, and then I'm east of town or west of town, east of the highway. So
did they move the town recently?
Yeah, they moved the whole town. That's it. They moved because I told them to. That's funny. The tracks basically everything's on concrete. It's an old military training facility, so it's shaped like a V. One of the V legs is 300 feet wide and 4,000 feet long. That's our pit area. The other V is the racetrack surface itself. I do sell Sunoco, but I only have 110, 112, and methanol for sale. Anything that's exotic, you'll either need to contact me ahead of time, then I can see about getting something brought in, or make sure you make plans to do that on your own. We'll have full concessions Saturday. We'll have a limited schedule on Friday. We do corn dogs, chili dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, nachos, French fries. We're now doing snow cones. We've got all kinds of drinks, beer of 4 or 5 different varieties. So full concessions. And that's usually starts up, if we're going to open the gates in the morning, we're ready to roll in the morning. So guys that are spending the night can come in and grab something before they get started. It's a nice track. It's a small place that needs some more, more money spent, some more upgrade. But it's a heck of a lot better than it was 5 years ago when Chris first took it over and the weeds were 4 foot tall and they didn't have a timing system and it was a major train wreck. Now we're on AccuTime timing system. The rollout's good lane to lane. We seem to be good and accurate on all that stuff. That's about it. Guys can come in on Friday. Our big thing is no, I don't keep the front gate locked to where I keep everybody out and make them stack. But you know what? Do yourself a favor and make sure you get in and get all your wristbands and all that stuff. The last thing I want to do, and the last thing Al and Larry want to do is play traffic cop and where's your wristband and did you pay? And, because that's what these little tracks, we survive based off of these deals. And there's a huge payout involved in all this stuff. And not to mention the $6,000-$7,000 worth of glue I'm going to go through this weekend trying to go $399. So we would definitely like to recoup all that stuff. But we're set up so you can just roll in, park. When the girls are set up to start taking money, come up to the front gate with your golf cart. Make sure you sign the waiver, get all that stuff taken care of. And then anybody that needs to stay overnight, the gate's left open. You guys can leave at any time on Sunday. You don't have to feel like you got to rush out of there. Before the vape. I know that some places you go, as soon as the race is over, 30 minutes later, the guy's driving around going, everybody's got to leave. No, we don't do that. So, overall, I think it's a really great experience. We've got 6 staging lanes. It holds approximately 100 cars, but we don't ever get it absolutely full. What else do I need to cover?
Where's the buyback at?
I don't know. I do my buybacks in the lanes.
Okay.
So we when we do our races, the buybacks all race the buybacks and the winners all race the winners, and we go through the lanes and collect the money. We can collect them wherever you want. We could do it at the front gate. We could do it at, wherever you guys see fit on that. I don't have an actual setup dedicated. This is the buyback window.
Let's do it at the front gate. That way it's
Okay.
all safe and it's all in the right place. And
yep.
When you do buy back at Titans, you're just buying back into the second round. Yep. It's not like buybacks run buybacks. You're just putting yourself back in.
Yeah, what we'll do is when we do the buybacks, we will create a set of basically tickets for a lottery. So what'll end up happening is you come in and pay your money. We'll put you down on the list, car number and name and category, pay your money, and then they're going to hand you a little ticket. And then when you come back to the deal, the tickets will get turned into Paul, so he knows that everybody bought back in that needed to buy back in.
Yeah.
That's how we cover that. And then we know how many tickets are missing, how many names are on the sheet, how much money I better have to go with it.
Yeah. Perfect.
And it works out real well. We've done that. And then that way too, if a guy needs to put a buyback on a card, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Man, good report out there. Got 2 things. You see Todd and Chris there, Gary?
Yeah, I was wondering if you hit Todd's comment while I was gone.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Todd Bennett says, how about an Outlaw 10-5 no time class at Tulsa and Ozark?
I don't do no time.
There you go.
Fair enough. And
Sorry, Bennett. I love you, man, but Titans is not a no time deal.
All right.
Yep. And Chris Paget, you was talking about $399 a while ago. Chris Paget says Paget Performance will have $200 cash for someone if they run $399 at Mad this weekend during competition.
Okay.
Wow.
You like the sound of that?
Man.
Sweet.
That's great, Chris. Appreciate that.
You bet. Thank you.
Well, Chris seems to run a personal best every time he shows up. So let's see how that deal works out.
Yeah. I'll take one of those this weekend too. I'm talking about a personal best.
You take a personal. You got to go, what, 30?
39 with the 3 or faster.
39? I think it's out there.
Yeah.
If we get the weather, that's all I'm looking for. I don't need no 40-mile-an-hour headwind. If I could just get a little bit calm, in the weather that they're talking about, we're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Chris is pretty sure he's not going 399.
Yeah. Not unless we can cut about half of that thing off and make it a convertible, lighten it up about 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked a while ago about the next race, and I've had this put together. This is the dates and locations of MAD and for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And it's Mid America Dragway obviously this weekend. Mocan is next, June 13th and 14th, and then Thunder Valley August 8th and 9th. Then Tulsa Raceway Park September 5th and 6th, and then the final race of the year at Ozark Raceway Park October 3rd and 4th.
Very cool.
There you go.
Bud and I talked about it after that little spill at Centerville. We got hit all of them, get those 3 points, catch back.
Yeah.
So
Because there is 3 points if you make all 6 races or however many we have. If it rains out, then it's 5 or however. But if you make all the races that are contested, it's a 3-point bonus at the end.
There you go.
And I'll tell you, every year that 3-point bonus it's come into effect and made it all down to the wire. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah, but I got high hopes for this weekend, and I think we're going to see a 399 fall this weekend. I really, really do.
I just feel like it'll be a win for the whole community.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm
just
going to go out on
I was wondering, I've already bought the steaks and they're sitting in my freezer, so that ought to tell you I'm ready for a barbecue.
He's saying he's got his part done. We got to, bring the other pieces in.
Yeah, bring the other pieces. I got my side handled.
Yeah.
I like my steak medium rare, please.
Come on down.
Oh, that's great.
Hey Rod, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, people throwing some stuff up for the Outlaw guys to go with 399, but I will personally myself, if we get a limited car to bust into the 430s,
okay,
I'll give $100 to the person that does that.
Ooh, man, that'll be all right. Thank you, Larry Hunt.
$100.
Heck yeah. Very nice. Great shout out. And there's handfuls of cars that can do that too. And so, and I'm assuming you're saying it'll be the first, because like if 3 people do it,
it'll be the first into the 30s.
All right.
Yeah, the
you
first
got to
guy,
remember,
the first.
I'm poor, so
Oh, hey, that's totally fine. It'll be like Devin Brown, though. You got to race to the lanes. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
Well, Rodney, you're always second when he shows up in the lanes anyway. You're right behind him, so I get it. You'll be all right.
Yeah. No, that's
get on the glue.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty clean on the comments, and I don't know if Gary, did you have anything else in the inbox there?
No, we're caught up on the comments for the most part. It looks good. The picture side, Harper, do you want to touch on the Stahl Baker?
Yeah, we're gonna do Bobby Stahl and Steve Baker do a 470 index class. They've been a part of Mid America's deal for quite a while now. That class actually will be contested on a 410s Pro Tree because that's how they do their deal. We had a commitment with Bobby for multiple race series for their sponsorship package to work. So I've asked Al and Larry if we could come in and run. They usually bring 8 to 10 cars. And the fantastic thing about Bobby and Steve is they've gone out and got marketing partners to cover all their payouts. So when they come to the racetrack, they pay $75 for their tech card, and it's the only class that I get to keep all of it. The payouts are actually handled by Bobby at the trailer through their great marketing partners. And so it's been a huge add-on to our our deal because I get $750 to $800 at the front gate plus all their spectators, and then they cover the payouts. It's the only free class we run. So it runs on a 410, 470 index, 410s Pro Tree, obviously door car only, no open wheeled stuff. Entry $75, winners $1,200 to win. I believe it's $400 to runner up. But they do usually pay, if they get 10 cars, they'll pay 4 spots. If it's 10 or less, they pay winner and runner up. It's guaranteed money. Robbie will actually be parked in spot 23 and 24, so right next to where you guys are parked. So if anybody is interested that's got something, you can run big tires in that class. So if you got something that's got enough pony to run a 470 and you're on bigs, show up and be a part of it. It's going to be a great event. I'll be honest, if I had a race car that fit in any of these classes this weekend, I want to be there for no other reason to be there for the show. Yeah, it's kind of like running a national event. You get to go race stock eliminator, but you get to go watch Top Fuel at the same time. This deal's going to be a showdown, throwdown. I can't believe it. It's going to be a race that you're going to want to not miss. Don't be the guy that hears on the show Sunday night that the recap says that 3 guys went in the 3s and you didn't get to witness any of them because you didn't pay the money to come out and play. So
there you go.
Get your butts out there and come watch this thing.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good racing going on, and it's going to be fun to watch it. These 470 guys just add to it, So
the beauty is that we're going to put 470 towards the end of the rotation, and let me tell you, you want a 470 car doing a big burnout across the starting line, freshens up everything before we're going to go out and glue it up and everything for the next round of small tire. It's fantastic. They're awesome to help lay rubber down. So we started putting them at the end of the rotation to try to help that situation out, and it's worked out great for us. Yeah. So it's kind of a precursor to the track warming process. So we like them guys for sure.
Pre-prep to the prep.
Pre-prep to the prep. Yep, absolutely. And so we started running dragsters in our index classes last year because there's nothing greater for a rotator than a rear engine super comp dragster. And we did like eight car shootout just to have the tire prep. And the guys are like, "Can I burn it across the starting line?" Yep. About 200 feet down there. I'll wait for you to back up.
As far as you want to go. As far as you want to go.
Laying that son of a bitch until you can't do anymore and then back up.
There you go.
So that'll be a part of our event as well.
Awesome. But yeah, Harper's right. This is one of these races that don't hear about it on Monday or Sunday night. Right. Don't get caught with that deal. You want to be there.
They say, be there.
You want to buy a ticket. Yeah, be there. Exactly. You want to buy a ticket and see the cars. There's a lot of cool stuff, and you're going to hear about it on Sunday night or Monday morning. So,
oh, yeah.
Well, I'm sure there'll be a Sunday night recap, right, boys?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. And then to bring in all the winners there for Outlaw 10-5, little Titans.
There you go. So yeah, don't be one of them ones that didn't get to see it. Show up and support the Titans deal. I mean, your car might be down. You may be working on stuff, but it doesn't hurt to come out and buy a ticket and buy a hot dog and be supportive of the group because when I took over the racetrack for Chris, the small tire heads up racing was a dying art in the area, and the fact that we kept losing cars and there wasn't anybody building any cars, and it just didn't seem like it had a lot of life expectancy to it. And we started kicking the numbers around, and I'm like, man, this thing's a total loser. We're going upside down on this thing, but I really love it and I want to keep it going. And then you guys stepped up and started doing the show, and that seemed to help it. And now, look at all the cars that are being built. And these cars are not, we know these cars are not something you put together in 3 months. I mean, these are 1, 2, 3 year builds. Yeah. And so we're just trying to keep the thing alive so that all these cars can get built and get all these guys to show up and do the deal. And like I said, we want to put on a good show here, and then we like to come back we'd like to come back in August and race for $5,000. That's the plan. So come out and get your feet wet, and let's slam the record while the weather's good. And then we don't have to mess with that in September. We know that the weather could go our way in September, or it could be ugly hot. So let's get the record deal out of the way now and be done with it.
Yeah.
Make sure you got your shoes laced up tight, right, Harper?
Right.
Yeah, there'll be a shoe count. We're thinking about Gary got me a dry erase board to put on the starting line, and we're going to keep track tallied. Donnie, me, and Josh are going to be on the lost shoe count, and so we'll have a rolling tally on the starting line. Like I tell people, don't walk out there unless you mean it. If you mean it, well, then you're on your own. But there'll be a whole lot of tippy-toeing going on, or you're going to be in trouble.
Love it.
Yep. Sometimes they go down too.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah. I've fallen, and then it's like hell getting up because I'm in my boot, stuck to the track. Don't fall. Not good.
Yeah.
So I gotta say something real quick. If you're not sure how to walk on the starting line, everybody needs to watch Debbie Foreman stage Russell or James. She stands on the very outside of her feet, and it's just the edge of her shoe is all that touches.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's got it down to an art.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's catch this comment from Corey Bell. Corey Bell has a question or a comment. $75 for all classes Friday night, correct?
Yes.
And that says right there, tech card is $75 for testing.
Yeah, Corey's one of our motorcycle guys.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, part of that too is one, is to cover the extra cost in the glue, and two, for once I'm discouraging the guy from bringing his 13-second oiler down that just wants to come make a test hit. This is not his test and tune. This is our test and tune to get ready for this event. So that's why it is what it is, and come out and have a good time.
Yeah.
Andrew Levitt says we are trying to get a few more cars out there, 2 personal cars also.
Nice.
Perfect.
Good job, Andrew.
Yeah. No, let's do it.
Tell your friends, tell your fellow racers, anybody that hasn't heard about this, spread the word. The toughest part of Titans is getting the word out when we go from track to track and from area to area to get the local people to come out and the local racers to come out. And we're starting to get a little bit more reputation about that, and people have heard of us a lot more than a couple of years ago. But still, there's a class for everybody. Just about get in where you fit in, whether it be a bracket deal or an index or whatever. But we have a lot of fun. The rules is to come out, make friends, and race a little.
There you go.
Yep. Talk about it at work. Tell your coworkers. Tell them everything that's going on. Come race. Come watch. Come race. Do it all.
Yep. But it's about having fun. So.
Yep. There you go. Very good. Any more comments in the queue, Gary?
Matt Ray says Larry did say a 399 would happen first at MAD.
There he is.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your official number guess? He says what that was his guess that would happen at MAD.
I'm gonna say that we're gonna see a 397.
Woo.
We won't go 399. I think first hit will be a 397.
I think there's a 95 to 96 out there.
And I think you'll see Devin Brown do it.
Okay. Kind of writing this down for next show.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
What's that ESP music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking news.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm not a soothsayer. I know how hard it is to do any of it. And I've worked on enough cars and built enough cars. If you can find that perfect combo, spectacular. So
I just want to be a part of it. When that comes up on the scoreboard, I want to be right there jumping up and down and giving the bear hugs and being right in the mix of the celebration, because I think it's going to happen.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. Agree.
My buddy Tim Alt says Brad Waddle. Brad Waddle owns Innovators West up in Salina. He is a mountain motor pro stock racer. And Tim says Brad Waddle won mountain motor pro stock today in Virginia. Dude, that's awesome.
That's cool.
All of us racers in Salina have been friends with Brad forever, and he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Congrats to Brad.
Yeah,
that's
for
so
sure.
Cool.
I love mountain motor pro stock.
Man, that's great to hear.
The NHRA stuff, it's okay.
Right.
The mountain motor stuff, I love it.
That and the factory showdown stuff's my two favorite classes now.
Yeah.
Think of if we'd have put mountain motors in pro stock pickups back in the day.
Oh yeah.
That would have been a class.
It
might still be around too.
No kidding.
Well, the car guys wouldn't have let that happen because they didn't, they didn't want their thunder getting stolen by somebody else. So
sure.
got to think when that deal came out in '99, who the hitters were in pro stock. You're dealing with Warren Johnson. You're dealing with, Ekman. You're dealing with Jim Yates. There was some guys that had already put in 25 years, 30 years in the sport. To have somebody to have to share that limelight was part of the reason why that class went away.
Well, with a pickup, much less.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, 125-inch wheelbase, 10,000 RPM, 358, those things were badass.
Oh, they ran for what they were. No doubt about it. They ran for what they were, but at the time, mountain motors were all 815 inches, and I'm just going from day one, let's put big motors in these things. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harper Patterson had one here locally in Augusta.
Yeah. Todd had one for a long time, and I was actually really good friends with the Pinella boys that ran one out of Stockton, California, and they did a lot of motor work and stuff for us back in the day. So, yeah, that was an awesome class. Matter of fact, he still has his truck turnkey the way it came off the racetrack in Pomona. Same fresh motor. Matter of fact, last year or the year before. You can actually see it on YouTube. They did a 5-gear burnout in the parking lot of their race shop in Stockton, California, with the old pro stock truck. Yeah, it was badass.
That was awesome.
So those things were fun, man. That was a cool class. I know Eaton's out of Arizona had one too, and there's a lot of guys. Well, Freeman had one. I mean, everybody had one.
Sure.
It was going to be the next latest and greatest, and then it just faded
until it wasn't.
Until a couple of meetings, somebody had a couple of meetings and like, hey.
Yeah, I know that there was some stuff that went on that was because there's actually a lawsuit that got drawn up over that deal because there were people like, hey, we've got millions of dollars in equipment R&D wrapped up in this deal, and it lasted 3 years. What the hell? And they went, you can run in comp. Yeah, well now it's a sportsman category with this poor payout and no TV coverage, and it just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old typical NHRA adage, no happy racing allowed.
Yeah. Next heavy rain area, that's usually what I go with.
Oh man. Matt Ray says again, Harper and crew, everyone appreciates the work you have put in on the track.
Oh, thanks, buddy. We try. I mean, we don't always get it right, but we do our damnedest, and I just need the cooperation of a little bit of weather, and I think we're going to be in good shape. I got a new set of hoops coming from Mel Hamilton for the drag, and because of rainouts, I've got now 7 barrels of glue sitting there, so I'm sure I got enough stuff to make it happen.
Nice.
So we'll see how it goes. I have to. You almost have to worry about overspraying them at a certain point because it will start balling up. So we just have to. We'll give it all we can give it. Like I always say, I give you everything I can give you until I can't give you no more, and then you got to deal with it. So we're going to go with what we know and the experience that got us to this point. And I've had really, really, really good short numbers, better than probably any racetrack in our area. Just couldn't put the 330 to finish line together, and I think I got that problem fixed. So that's where we're kind of hoping that we can make up if we can keep the short numbers where they need to be. The back end stuff takes care of itself. So
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know, just based on the 415 that Devin ran, it was at 187, and the 411 or 10 that was at Ozark was at 193. You give me another 7 mile an hour, and it's gonna go 400 or 500s quicker. So it should have been in the O's then, and it just couldn't get across the bumps. So we'll see what happens.
No.
We keep trying.
That's right. Oh. That's right.
Yep. Good.
So appreciate you guys coming on. I think we're at a little after the 2-hour mark. Anything else in your inbox, Gary?
Nope. We got her all good cleaned up.
Perfect. So we'll just go through the bottom row here. I see Al and Larry. I'll start with Larry first. Any final sign-off comments or anything?
Bring them out. Let's all have a good time. And Harper's committed to a killer racetrack. And I'll just say, if you ever was wanting a personal best or wanting a good racing surface and a good temperature to do it on, this weekend is going to be spot on. So come out and have a good time.
Yeah. Well said. Al?
Hey, we appreciate what you guys do week in and week out to promote this deal for us and for Mid America out there and all the racers. It's a catching on deal, you know. Heads Up Racing by Gary and Hot Rod was pretty unknown. What, less than 2 years ago? Am I hitting that pretty close?
You're pretty close, yeah.
And it's turned into the deal. You know, we talk about it all the time. Hey, you got to watch these guys on Sunday night, and you know, enough to the point where Larry and I decided we needed to sponsor it as Titans of 10.5, and it's been a great partnership so far. You know, you guys talk us up, and even when you're doing other stuff with other people, you know, there's always something about Titans thrown in, and we appreciate the shit out of that. So keep it up. You're doing a great job, and this is your home deal, your home track. So I'm leaving it on you guys to get the homeboys out, you know.
Oh,
sure.
And the spectators. So
yeah.
All right.
And we appreciate the partnership that we have with you guys as well.
Yeah.
And we're having a ton of fun, man. We really are.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, and don't go filling up too much there on corn dogs and chili dogs at Harper's concession stand. Not that I don't want him to sell a whole bunch of hot dogs on Friday night, but Wendy Martin says she makes a mean pancake. So
I got hamburger and French fry money too.
Yeah. Gary never went away. Putnam's never went away hungry, so it'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be okay.
No.
Yeah. Harper, go ahead.
Well, I got the same feeling everybody else seems to have here, which is, you know, don't be the guy that wondered what he could have done on that surface. Be the guy to come show us what you can do on that surface. It's going to be a good time. You know, we're going to take care of stuff. Does the $399 fall? I think it does, but I'm not sure. I think that we and my track staff we've definitely put the hours in. God, I really want the result that the hours equal. I know this is a big deal for the Maybrier family because I keep spending money like we're making it, and it's always because I want the next carrot, and this is by far the next carrot. You know, a limited car in the 30s is awesome, and if we can put a big tire, a little tire, you know, Titan 10.5 car in the threes, or multiple guys in the threes, I'm all in. We're working this week on hitting the spectator thing really hard, trying to do some more advertising, trying to get some more people out there. We're going to see who we see, going to get what we get. And like I said, we're gonna think if we can get some pretty good numbers out of Friday night, I think that draws Saturday night, because it's going to be real simple. Holy shit, did you see what they did here? It's only going to be better tomorrow.
Right.
When it actually counts. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited. I can't wait. I know we've all had plenty of conversations this week, and let's look forward to you guys catching a burger before you get to the track, and we'll set everything down and get you guys all laid out. I know with Cameron not coming, excuse me, his pit spot is right behind where they guys park, and maybe that ends up being camp for you guys to set up to do all your stuff, and it's right there by the ticket booth, so it might be a good spot for you to, when you got to go do something like a meeting or whatever, that might be the catch to do it. So we'll see. We'll lay it all out, and look forward to seeing you guys.
All right, cool.
Good,
Awesome.
Good. I do have a go bank. I just thought of something while you're talking, Harper. Let's just plug the photography that's going to be out there this weekend.
Tracy Lynn's done. I'm dying here. Tracy Lynn's done lots. You take it, Rodney.
All right. So for the Harper for Arc City, was trying to say Tracy Lynn is the representative for MAD. She does a great job. You guys probably seen her. Hope he's okay. You've probably seen her on there. If you haven't followed her yet, check that. So Tracy Lynn, and she's been a couple videos out there this week already, kind of firing everybody up with some good music and that sort of thing. So now, Al and Larry, I know you guys. Is it Wendy Morrow? Does she follow the series, or does she just do Centerville? Or
Melissa Morrow follows our series with Morrow Photography. She does a great job, and she'll be there as well. She'll have pictures for sale, starting line shots, all that good stuff. So we really appreciate Morrow Photography following the series this year in 2025.
Yeah.
And as always, I never think, because I'm too busy. My brain's 3 steps ahead always, but I'm an absolute mess to deal with most days. And my wife, Gary, takes care of just so much stuff behind the scenes. She's the one that basically puts all these races together. She's the one that does the emails back and forth between Al and her, and they get everything organized. And Gary's the one that goes through, and you see a flyer that she puts up for the testing team. But it takes time to sit down there and do that, as you know, from setting the show up. I mean, it takes time. It takes hours, and I never give her enough plug. So thanks to the wife, she's looking good, hanging out in there and doing her deal like she's supposed to, and makes the rest of us at the racetrack look good. So we'll finish off with that one.
All right, sounds good. All right, cool. We appreciate you guys coming on. Gary, any final thoughts for these 3?
I don't, man. This was a ton of fun with all 3 of you guys. We knew it would be, and I can't wait to see you all at the track Friday night.
Oh yeah, Friday afternoon we'll be in.
That's right.
Bring your T-shirt, sweatshirt money. I got plenty.
Yeah,
I'm bringing it.
We got some pretty good looking Titan shirts too. Not to take away from Harper at all, or Mid America, but we got some good looking new Titans shirts too.
Yep,
I'm in.
We picked ours up at Centerville, didn't we, Rod?
Yes, well, I got it on right now.
There you go.
Yep, very good.
Looking forward to seeing everybody Friday afternoon, guys.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Let's have a good time. Have a good week, and we'll see you guys Friday afternoon.
All right, buddy.
Yep, sounds good. Safe travels, guys. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
See you guys.
Oh, great, man. This week can't get back fast enough, right? Can't go by fast enough, and
bring us some good weather, man.
Yes.
Hopefully, mid 70s or so, 74, 75 the high.
Once the sun goes down, to be in the upper 60s, and like Harper was saying with the track, and being about 90 degrees, I think he called it 95 degrees, with the sun out, and of course, it's gonna be good. But hope everybody comes out, has a good time. Watch some racing. So I'm excited for it. And so
bring some money for T-shirt. Yeah, some food, some drink. You got to support the place.
Yeah,
that's how it works. You got to support it, or if we want to keep it around, we got to support it.
That's right. Bring your waffle money. Do the waffles.
Yes.
And then, of course, but nothing but a good time. And we'll be talking about it next Sunday. We're going to bring all the winners on that want to come on. Outlaw 10.5, Little Titans, the OL 8.5 versus L275. And kind of talk about your race, just like we did right after Centerville. So looking forward to that.
Yep.
And we
Yeah,
should be able to do that Sunday evening. You know, it's local for us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll get back late Saturday night.
Yeah, we had that discussion with Miss Morrow on the navigation and the traveling and stuff and what days we would do that. So
yeah,
this would be an easy one. It's local.
Yeah. Melissa, I said Wendy earlier, writing that down.
Yeah. Melissa Morrow.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of good comments going. Had 50 people on watching us. You know, by tomorrow evening, I'll look and there'll be 1,600 to 2,000 views of this show. And so we'll just keep it coming in. Hope to see a bunch of people there and look forward to a great event.
Same. I can't wait.
All right.
And maybe you'll be the guy that we talk to for winning limited.
I want to be. We'll see.
Right?
Later's coming, so it ain't going to be a cakewalk. This and that's what I like about this Titans of 10-5. You're going to have to earn it. And there's some real hitters here in every class. Sure. Every class. Not just outlaw or limit. I mean, every class. Index, pro bike. I mean, all of them. Little Titans. So good stuff.
It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, Gary. You got anything else for us?
Yep. Let's shout out at our partners before we go here.
Sounds good.
Thanks to these partners with us: Mid America Dragway, Ultra Color Collision Repair, Mobile Recon, Mobile Detailing, Titans of 10-5, the fastest small tire series in the Midwest. We was just talking to those fellas, Larry and Al. Come out to Mid America Dragway and watch that awesome show this coming weekend at Mid America Dragway. Sandlin, Iron and Metal Auto Salvage, and Harry Street Carpet. Thank you to those super awesome partners with us in 2025.
Heck yeah. Great deal. Great deal. That was kind of cool too. Larry Al giving us a shout out, you know what I mean? Yeah. About our partnership. That was good stuff. And we both agree it's just a good fit, good partnership. And it's a great series. And so, we'll just keep it rolling. Yep.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready to close it out if you are.
All right. Let me find the right button here. Where's it at? Oh, there we go. I didn't go far enough. Okay, you ready?
See Troy's shout out.
Hang on. Good job, Mustang boys.
We'll see you later, Troy.
Well, thanks, Troy. All right, you ready, Rod?
Yep, let's lock it.
All right. Pow.
There it is.
Cool.
All right, everybody. As always, great package to put together.
And once again, happy birthday to you.
I appreciate it. Happy birthday to Casey as well. That was a good night.
All right. We'll
see
everybody. We'll see everybody's hopefully at the racetrack, right?
Right, Friday night.
Okay, let's go. Good night, everybody.